Stick to that if you're going to keep winning, but what do the other teams do to now make them uncomfortable? How do you go challenge them?
I mean, honestly, we saw a lot of that team. sure who they pushed down here. Flying overhead, and 𝔸 𝐁𝐎𝐓, they got something.
𝕸 actually using the door edit and just a little counter edit to make sure that nobody is able to come up and contest them, and then just starts raining shots down towards the Little Whip Warriors. Ravens Revenge making their lives difficult this game, but up comes Ninja. 𝕸 goes down, Chappie goes down, Ninja gets the slam. 𝔸 will he be able to find the last hit? Ninja intelligently backs away and strafes it out. Teammate picks that one up, and they get control.
Yeah, I love how he played that stepping and sidestepping so that he can just stay alive, because it doesn't matter if your team successfully wipes a point. If you don't have your captain there to seal the deal for the points afterwards, then you cannot earn anything from it. Here comes 𝔸. He's throwing himself into the fire, straight into the point there, and he gets taken out. Here it is. 𝕸 team has fallen to last place. Can they make a miraculous comeback here before the 7-minute mark? Maybe kind of get themselves in the running. They're trying their hardest.
And I mean, generally we talk about caster curses. It might be like player jinxes going on right now. Everyone's saying, yeah, we're doing well. We're going to stick to our game plan.
That just shows you no one is safe here. These guys are evolving, and they're playing a better game after game. Here goes 𝔸𝐁𝐎�. He needs one more swipe there, but 𝔸𝐁𝐎� wins the small engagement.
And 𝔸𝐁𝐎� has been fragging out. He's been playing so incredibly well, being aggressive, getting in players' faces, and doing it all with that rare tag. But he's been consistently highest up there in terms of the elim. You see 𝔸𝐁𝐴 trying to get some pressure down, but good defensive building there from 𝐸𝑟𝑎𝑟𝑎. Ryan Frantic comes out the side and cleans it up, but there is Hand of Blood coming directly down. Danya is also up there. We got a three-way battle, but it's 4 chickens saying, this is our roost, get out.
That's right, coming right up to own it all for themselves. Rubius doing so good right now. He's from Spain. He actually has a record on, was it YouTube for live streaming? 1.1 million viewers, imagine.
Yes, one of the biggest content creators in Spain. Will they be able to push down towards the middle? As you can see, Little Whip and 𝕸 Record Company already down there. We've seen this story before as the Funky Fresh Fighters go in, but you can barely even hear the shots over the impulse grenades going off as everyone's like, no, 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 we've seen how this goes.
The Funky Fighters need this. The 𝕸 Record Company need this. So many of these guys, it's riding on this game right here. They have to get as many points as possible.
But even with the 12-point one, we haven't seen a lead like this from 𝔸 𝐁𝐎�. They are nearly 300 points clear of the next team. Nobody else is contesting there. The 𝐸 Crew has now been able to catch up a little bit, but they both just established control in their top zones, and 𝐸 Crew won't pass Ravens Revenge by just sticking with 3 points. They're in a fantastic spot to win this match.
Yeah, they've actually been very consistent as well, right? They've been doing okay in that top 4, just doing a pretty good job at staying relevant after all of these rounds. So if 𝔸's team takes this, we actually don't know who can take the set right now. It's actually that close right here. Little Whip Warriors have kind of fallen down a bit here, but Funky Fighters clearly in last place is not good.
And now, right now, you can see 𝕸 coming in, doing everything he can to knock it down. Carnifex challenging as best he can, and Lachlan is just hanging out inside the cone.
Lachlan's doing a great job here. He's just kind of hiding, loving the low profile kind of position and take here on the point. He goes hidden, but hey, he has to come out now and defend themselves. It's 3 chickens who surround him and take down that Cuddle Bear. Oh, man.
They're supposed to be the tender defenders, but that was a whole bunch of aggression coming out from them there as they now immediately look and start to take shots. And the Ravens Revenge have now finally been unseated from their 3-point game. So a little bit of room to start for the catch-up, but it is utter chaos in point D as 𝕸 gets taken down, and the Funky Fighters are still in 8th place.
There's still 55,000 minimal on this game alone here. You want to win this one. Ravens Revenge, can they hold it? Or will 𝐸 Crew find themselves a big piece of the pie here? Because we're in New York City, you know, you got to make pizza references. That's how we're doing it. Here comes 𝔸 kind of hopping on overhead. And all right, he wants more points. He's hungry for it.
It's unfortunate they're just clipping off the side as Magma goes down, sitting on 23 eliminations right now. And 𝔸 doing his best to find where they want to go up. waiting for his team, but knowing that time is running short since that middle hill is still open and being constantly contested. But the 𝔸𝐁𝐎� are catching up with their steady three-point game. But now 𝔸𝐁𝐎� goes up right around the back, able to pick up the 𝐸 and control is rested.
This is scary because the 𝔸𝐁𝐴 is also getting points right now. So yes, they're getting a lead, but the 𝔸𝐁𝐴 is keeping up. Keeping it very close. They're keeping it very close.
This is what we were talking about. We wanted to see a strategy come out, something defensive where you can get your control. They have now walled them off on each side, thrown a cone on top of them, and they have firing angles towards the other two platforms and towards the spawns behind them. Nobody wants to go contest them, but right now, 𝔸𝐻𝐴, oh, we saw what happened when Scissors did that. Don't count your chickens before they hatch because they're catching up right now. You can see that 12 points ticking over, but they do still have a lead as players are trying their best to deny Raven's revenge.
Yes, you have to keep him safe. This is the protect the president strat at its finest. 𝔸𝐁𝐴 still getting points. Llama Records still getting points. In comes the fire from all the other platforms. 𝔸𝐁𝐴's putting on pressure. They don't want to give him the freebie here.
You have to look at Raven's revenge, though. Everybody is so focused on the middle. Nobody is going and challenging the top team. You know they're over there. You know they're uncontested right now. You have to be putting shots down there. You have to find the tags under 𝔸𝐻𝐴.
There it is.
And they got him. They got him the difference now. Look at the 𝔸𝐁𝐴 climbing up on their consistent three, but they still have control of the top. They just don't have their sword. It's 2 hops to get up there.
That's right, and now Lachlan can just sit here. He can just hang out, earn these points. This is what he needs to do, and he's almost there. He is almost there. The first place can be his. Right now, he can take this lead, Sundown.
But they got control at the same time. It's literally ticking over a half-second away from each other. The shots are going. 𝔸𝐁𝐴 has the lead, though. Will the shot be able to go through? Yes!
𝔸𝐁𝐴 goes
take it down. 999, 1,000. 𝔸𝐻𝐴 and Raven's revenge in the closest nail-biter yet. Edge out the 𝔸𝐁𝐴 in 2 teams who we said we wanted to see more. They brought more.
Are you kidding me? The Fish fans step up and shut it down. Just the fact they stepped on the point, they couldn't earn points and they lost the lead. They were just a tick ahead. That could have been their game.
I mean, it's just, let's check out the replay. You can see the counter in the top right, but the Fish fam going up and challenging on the other side. You can see them hopping up there. No one was at the Ravens' revenge as soon as they were there, and the celebration too. You have to be excited when you see that victory royale screen pop up when you're up there. I mean, what's it like to win a game on that stage? I have no idea. Those guys do, though.
We you know, at some point before the day's over, we really got to recap the other point of a point of view there, because they had it. They were 1 tick ahead. They were there, knocking on the door, 55,000 away from bonus prize on top of this entire competition. It was right there.
And it got taken away, and this is why I love Sky Station Showdown. The clutch little moments, the interactions that happen, very similar to Battle Royale, where every single thing that is happening on the map can affect the overall end result of the game, as you see there in Raven's Revenge, closing it out. 𝔸𝐻𝐴, the competitive veteran, able to clutch it up in the final moments. Magma, Arthur, and Chappie as well. Just a great performance out of them, taking the top spot in the final match of the first set.
Now I get to say, I was right the whole time. I started off with, Raven's Revenge, kind of making me feel like, hey, these are my guys. Let's go with your gut, guys, all right? Raven's Revenge, that's who I said when I started this whole thing. Told you.
He's not wrong. They were able to take it there, but we're going to throw it up top to an interview with Raven's Revenge with Zeke. Zeke, you there, buddy?
I am here, Sundown. Thank you so much. Fun fact, Monster did in fact say Raven's Revenge would win. I've got your back, Monster. I am here. You guys got your revenge. I gotta ask, first question to you, 𝔸𝐻𝐴. How does it feel to be here in the stadium, the fans, the roar, and to be facing off against your peers? Was it what you expected?
Honestly, it's crazy, and I have a really strong team. We are learning a lot from our mistakes, and I'm so glad to be here, to be honest. I don't know how to describe it.
It's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy being here. I'm right there with you. All right, so now who's the overall shot caller? Is it 𝔸𝐻𝐴? Is it you? Who is it?
Kind of all 4 of us. We were playing too afraid at first, so we just had to just go in there and just kill him as fast as we could and then spawn trap. That was our goal.
Okay, what's the strategy like? Are you guys, talking through at the beginning? Are you guys waiting for someone else to make a move? Or are you guys like, no, we're going in first?
Yeah, we're trying to, really pressure Ninja's team. We're trying to put pressure on that green point. And yeah, we were able to control it over them. They ended up wussing off over to the center. And yeah, we were able to play our game and play what we wanted.
Awesome. All right, final question. What do you want to say to all the fans that are here watching, cheering you guys on, and from home?
I don't know, it's just incredible. I'm happy that so many people are here. I don't know, just enjoying the show. It's amazing, honestly.
Well, congratulations, guys. Now, I believe for now, we're going to send it over to Golden Boy, who is standing by. Let's go.
Going on there, and now what we're doing right now, hanging out as they walk back over, just brilliantly done there from RTA, Magma, Chappie, Gotaga. The teamwork from them was just on point. You talked about it, all 4 strong players from Gotaga, and they're happy with the final result, and that puts them immediately into contention because it's cumulative prize point to find out who will take that first silver llama and kind of get a leg up for the rest of the creative final.
I actually want to touch on something that, you know, was kind of interesting. He called Ninja's capture point the green point. These guys are like that focused here. He's like, okay, we know who's kind of farming which ones. And they're shutting players down, shutting down their competition so that they can take these sets.
Well, that's the next step, right? As soon as you're immediately in there, and that's the big part for Sky Station that I enjoy, is you have the ability to see where the other opponents are in relation to you for score. So if you want to go and try and make somebody's life difficult, you might not be maximizing your points, but you can effectively help your team the most by just denying the other guys and being like, hey, you don't get to play this. And occasionally, if you put enough pressure on them, maybe they default to rotating the other way. Maybe they go somewhere longer. Maybe they have to wait and only pushes forward. All of those are advantages you can get by just putting pressure on another team. And there's so many different layers, and I think when we see the remix for this, it's gonna get even more exciting.
Yeah, don't forget, guys, here and at home, there's a remix version. We have some nice twisted surprise that we will see unfold as the day goes on. That was just our first iteration of this round, and honestly, it was a great set. But that just leaves us with the question, too. The Funky Fighters, they had an amazing opening, right? Second place is great. You get big prize bonus for that. You win game 2. And then you kind of flop game 3. Depending on where they went, their average might have really been anchored down.
Yeah, that ends up being really, really, really harmful. But luckily there, if you're in the 4th to 8th range, there's no additional, I don't want to say penalty, because they're all getting $10,000 for the match in of itself. So there's just no additional gain after that fact. You're still able to stay par. So 4th would have been just as bad, but 8th, you're kind of looking like, oh, that'll really bring down the average. It's not the worst case scenario going on there. So they should still be at least in the running, but you can't be comfortable.
No.
Like, not at all. It's so incredible, and now we are going to go over the stage. We have the results, and your set 1 winner is the Funky Fighters. The last match was not enough. The singular win in the double goes over to them. They will have that first silver llama, and there he is throwing it up, and I mean, you gotta be happy for him.
They did it. I thought maybe it wasn't enough, but it was. Love this celebration right here.
You kind of are like, it's a little, I don't want to say like bittersweet there, but it's like, oh, you kind of like get pushed out in the last game, and then boom, you get it. But now the silver llama, but they're happy. They realize, and the big thing, that gives them a leg up for the rest of the competition. If they can win the next match, another team has to win both of them. But such a great job from the Funky Fighters, sticking to their guns, staying with the strategy, getting 2 top 2 plays finishes, one of them being a win.
I actually love this right here. They're all getting together, showing team harmony. They're clearly happy. They take the first set. That's amazing. They're off to the right start, really. They can get another 1 or 2 of those, and this entire creative finals is theirs.
Well, and again, we talked with 𝐁𝐬 beforehand, and he was like, yeah, we're really confident when we can get in the races. We want to be on that world run. We know we can do there. We have some really good runners, and then they turn around and do that? Sky Station Showdown?
Yeah, I was just going to touch it. I was like, you know what? Yeah, this wasn't even their strong suit, right? He did a death run at some point as when he recruited his people for this creative challenge. So for him to take what might be one of our, you know, toe-to-toe PvP sessions, that's actually crazy. And here's the team standings, Sundown.
Yeah, look at the final team standings. So Llama Record Code do just get edged out by $1,500 there. The Funky Fighters, you can see on the right-hand side, have been awarded that silver llama. Rounding it out, you have Raven's Revenge in the top 3, Cuddle Crew and Little Whip Warriors both at 55, sitting in 4th and 5th. Fish Fam, Sunshine Soldiers, I almost got that one, 6th and 7th, and then 8th there are the Chicken Champions. But this is set 1 of 4. There's still tons of creative games to be going on. I mean, it's been so good, and like we talked about earlier, we have a never-before-seen map and game mode for you guys. Now, I know we released Prop Hunt. It's something that's kind of similar to that. How many of you guys have played Red Light, Green Light at some point in time, right? You've been there, you've done it. I know, whether it might have been a little while ago. Junkyard Juke is a red light, green light prop hunt version where you will have 2 teams sitting up as guards, 6 teams running. It will rotate through every single one of the rounds, and here you can see how to win. You have to dodge those guards, sprint into the center, and incinerate yourself in order to get those points. There are 4 rounds per match, Monster, and how do they score?
Yeah, but also, before we get there, you only get to be guard once. And while you're guard, you do not accumulate points. But yes, the points come in through the props themselves. So when you are on the prop side, you want to choose small, medium, or large objects and try and get it to the incinerator under the guard tower. So it's actually really difficult. And like you said, it's a hybrid. It's a red light, green light / prop hunt style. This is a pretty tough game mode. We played a fair amount of it. I got my hands on it. This is actually a lot harder than it kind of sounds.
So it's something that is just completely different. I don't know how many of you guys have played Prop Hunt. Definitely check it out. It's on the Creative Islands. It's a lot of fun, but this brings an additional aspect to it. The guards are able to have the denial. You're able to plan routes out, and you can have strategies, right? So, hey, maybe I want to run all big props the whole time.
Don't give it away. Don't give it away.
There's tons of different things. Let's check out the format and see what these guys, how they're going to go through, what the map looks like, and really get an idea of how the game is played.
Get ready for more creative Fortnite with the latest competitive creative map, Junkyard Juke. This new game built off the fun of Prop Hunt with a twist. 8 teams will rotate through different roles on the map. 6 teams will transform into props and attempt to make it into the center of the map, while 2 teams of guards try to keep them away. Teams will rotate their roles over the course of 4 rounds, each team getting 1 turn as the guards. Their objective? To defend the incinerator from the other teams, armed only with revolvers and their keen attention to detail. During each round, teams of props will earn points by reaching the incinerator in the central pit. The bigger the prop, the more points. But be careful. Being bigger means you're easier to spot. To keep themselves from getting eliminated, prop teams need to time their movements very carefully. Every few seconds, the guard teams will be blinded for a short time, and the center point turns green, giving the props a chance to run for the hills, or rather, the pit. Once a prop reaches the goal, they respawn at their home base to start over, running as many props as they can before the match ends. If a player is eliminated, they also respawn at their home base and need to start the trek all over again. After 4 rounds, each team's points from their prop rounds will be combined, and the team with the most points wins the game. So keep an eye out for those moving bushes, crates, and gnomes, and enjoy the Junkyard Juke.
Thank you so much, Zeke, for that update. That's Junkyard Juke, something that has never before been seen. It looks kind of a little simple, but it's wacky, it's fun. There's a lot of small little minutia that go into it, things you can min-max on, and also there's just a level of ridiculousness that I enjoy so much. Just seeing somebody turn themselves into a literal dumpster and then try and weave their way past, it's a lot of fun.
Let the memes come to life here as your favorite.
Whoa, you talking about my gameplay again? God, that's so rude.
Turn them into dumpsters, literally. We'll get to see that unfold here as, I gotta say, this is a frustrating game mode. It's very difficult. You guys are gonna see why. It is gonna be tough for some of these guys to bring in those big point objects, and that's just gonna be the name of it. Who can score the most here?
Who can score, and how well are you playing defense? How well do you coordinate? Who is watching the right angles? And it's, again, it's going to be interesting to see. do they switch up their strategy from game 1 to game 2? Because there's so many different things you can do. But we are about to have the world premiere of Junkyard Juke. We are getting into set number 2. The Funky Fighters have 1 silver llama. Who will get the second? We now are in to set 2, match 1, and right away you can see Chappa, Gotaga, Magma, and RTA of Raven's Revenge, and then the Little Whip Warriors, Ninja, Taco, Taldak, and 𝔸𝐁𝐎𝐓 taking their shots off. Now, fun fact, the screens are there. You can't see, but you can shoot through them. So don't be afraid to take some shots. I mean, we know the trick shotters will.
Yeah, some people are already shooting. They figured that part out. It looks like Chappie hasn't quite yet. He's kind of looking. He's just blind shooting. Oh, there it is. Now he's firing through. He's noticed, hey, these are not ricocheting off of this curtain here. I can fire right on through. So you want to stop him. You want to force stop him. You want to also kind of memorize the map and the lanes.
And right away you can see as soon as his blinds go down, people go. But the first points are starting to come through as Lachlan is able to get in. Hand of Blood's team, the Llama Record Co. also able to get a 10-pointer and then a 5-pointer, following it directly behind. Oh no, it was another 10-pointer. So we already see some of the props having successful runs.
Look at him go. There it is. You saw a big old truck kind of sneak on by, and these objects are slipping right underneath. But who knows how long that'll last. Here's Scissors. You gotta park it. You gotta stay still.
Ooh.
Oh, can he blend in?
And one other thing you can note there, the props will clip through other objects that are there. So if you see something that isn't sitting perfectly naturally like Scissors was, right there, clipped into it, boom, got him, brilliantly done. Lachlan hits one of those bounce pads that are stuck in there. They will launch you up in the air, but great run coming out from 𝔸 𝐁𝐎𝐓, utilizing the air conditioners to find their way to the end. Bensor and Alex JJ desperately trying to get it. Alex JJ with another 10-point prop, and Hand of Blood gets picked up just before. That would have been a huge swing, but right now, Sunshine Soldiers in first place with 35 points.
They are finding their rhythm here. Sunshine Soldiers taking the lead right now. This is a hard game mode to break free in because you got to think about it. These guards are not playing around. They are shooters, right, at heart. And at the end of the day, if something looks off, something looks odd, like this white vent right here, you're just going to get popped. So you got to be careful here. And there it is. Nice job of, you know, kind of hitting the brakes here. And, oh, he hits one of those trap doors. Let's talk about that, Sundown.
So you can actually see it. There is the little tiny springs. They launch you upward. There's a couple that can be chained into each other. But if you are one of those bigger objects and you get sent up, you are just quite literally sometimes flying garbage.
Yeah. But, you know, it would be too easy if we didn't lay traps around, right? So, you know, got to kind of spice it up for the people that are turned into props, too.
So you can also, actually, the people who can turn into props, there's one pathway where you can chain 2 of them together. So if you can get there, you almost land directly in front of it. So as long as you time it correctly, you can like use them slightly to your advantage, but most of the time they're a little bit more annoying. And boom, you can see that rusted truck going in. And now the Funky Fighters pulling out another lead, 60 points so far.
And this is something important to note, guys. You have to get it into the incinerator, fully processed before the timer counts down, or else your point will not be processed.
Which is a big thing on the min-maxing. What we mean by that is maximizing your efficiency. So if you were to get the most points possible, you run only 10 points the entire time, not only because they're worth more, but they take less time to sort because they're the first one that goes through. The two-point props are able to run, I don't want to say relatively easier, but much easier compared to a dumpster and a card, particularly because you have cover. With that being said, take about an extra 3 to 4 seconds to sort, so it makes it that much less efficient, plus being only 20% of the point value.
That's right. So Clytax there has chosen a big object. 𝐻𝐿 and Zond over here, smaller objects. They're kind of blending right into all of the dumpster trash. Clearly harder to track down and kind of, I guess, how do I say this? Sort out, right?
Yeah.
Amongst all the clutter here.
Exactly. You want things that don't stick out, or you want to find a path for an object that you can take all the time. So you notice how there's a section where there's like 4 or 5 rusted cars. Grab a rusted car and go park yourself with those, because yes, the guy knows, oh, there's a bunch of rusted cars there. Screen goes back up. Oh, there's still a bunch of rusted cars there. I'm good. Next thing you know, the prop walks his way up. You can also, as you're running, walk rotation. So if you hit your crouch button, whatever you have that bound to, whether you're playing on controller, iPad, PC, all of them end up completely stopping, so it will set you totally naturally, just like what you would see.
And this is also those moments, right? When you're in the guard, oh, someone spotted there, popped him. 𝔸𝐁𝐎𝐓, nice job seeing something out of the ordinary, but notice he gets an elimination on the object. You don't earn points for that. So it's just your job to stop everyone from getting any kind of points, so don't break away with the lead. When you're in the guard tower, you can't allow other people to score, and you're not scoring.
Which can end up being very interesting if the team in the lead, which generally happens because you have 3 chances to score, is shooting last round. Right? Because then it's all about how good are your pressure. And one other thing you can see, starting to fire through the screens, very well done for them, picking up an elim there. But right now, 𝔸𝐁𝐴vh already wresting the lead away. All 3 of them sitting there at 60, but they're 5-point processes, and it goes through as 2 more dumpsters throw themselves into the fray.
Yeah, and that's because the Funky Fighters cannot earn points here in the guard round. The Sunshine Soldiers using this opportunity once again to just break away even closer to taking lead. And the Chicken Champions can't earn anything either.
I love that from 𝔸𝐻𝐻 right away. Hides himself behind the box, and you see his hands. He's like, please, please make sure it's not there. And then boom, gets the point, gets a nice little selfie going in. And you can see all of them getting sorted there. Another way, I'm all about the min-maxing. Point your camera towards the end. You go just a little bit faster.
Sundown pulling out the strats here. The question is, can our competitors figure it out fast enough with their limited amount of games here? But 20 seconds on the clock. Can he get this in time? Remember, you got to grab the dumpster, drop the dumpster, and get it processed. That was perfect.
That was so good by 𝔸𝐁𝐻 because he dodged the little springboard there. You saw him look at it and be like, oh, no, I'm good. And that was the last run. None of these props are going to be able to get sorted. Lachlan gets picked out at the end. You can see 3, 2, 1, but not going to be enough. You need to get all the way through and sorted on the point as the rest of the denial comes through, and we're going to rotate the guards up again.
Yes, so we will have some new guards take their place. This is honestly Chicken Champions' opportunity to start scoring some points and hopefully close up the gap here. The Sunshine Soldiers are now at the bottom layer of the guard tower, and the Fish Fam are at the top. So it is time to kind of mix it up.
My eyes are on the Funky Fighters right now. They are
doing great.
They're very close, and on top of that, they're the team with the Silver Llama. Yep. As we talked about, they are so incredibly close, doing everything they can to push towards the top. And you can see they got a lot of elims too in the round where they were playing defense. So not a ton of scoring going past them, only 35 points off the pace. But what I'm shocked about right now is there is nobody running 2-point props at all. 0.
𝔸𝐻𝐴vh is a genius. He was already spotted out for the statue. He kind of hit over to the side and said, you know what, I kind of got to wait here. I can't park this statue out in the open. He's going to be hunting for me. And that's exactly what he does. Kind of sits it over on the side there. And that's how he earns himself another point. So they're actually playing very, very smart here. And that's why they've been doing so good at these competitions.
I think the guards need to be slightly more aggressive. There's unlimited ammunition. You can't run out. If you think something is suspicious, or if you just want to take a shot at it, shoot your shot. Yeah. What's the worst case that happens? You miss. There's no accuracy stats going on there. If something looks suspicious, don't let it through. You're the guards, and you want to deny as much as possible. And again, every match is for $55,000 for the winning team. You want that, and that will lead into the Llamas as well. You don't want to end up in that 4th to 8th spot. You want to push past your competitors as we see a whole mess of air conditioners going in there, the water heaters in. It was fantastic for Raven's Revenge, and Llama Record Co. are also climbing their way up the leaderboard, 110 points so far.
Great job for the Llama Record Company. Alex, JJ, 𝐸𝐻𝐻, 𝔐𝐻𝐻, and Hand of Blood. This team is doing great right here as they seemingly inch their way to the top somehow, overtaking the 𝔸𝐻𝐻 crew. Which, by the way, Lachlan's team has been showing up here. It's good to see them, catch a little bit of domination here in this junkyard juke.
Well, like we said, the creative finals is all about celebrating the different types of creative skills. There's different ways to express that. We have the World Run where it's there. We saw Sky Station Showdown, which shows up building in team tactics. And right now, Prop Hunt is all about min-maxing efficiency, working together, and hitting your shots.
Yeah, absolutely, because when you're in that guard tower, you don't have opportunity to miss. You let them score, they're going to break free and break away with the lead. Here's a look at 𝔐𝐻𝐻 here, who's that bullseye, just kind of blending right in.
The archery target, there's a lot of them out there, but you need to be careful because they're slightly harder. And come on.
Uh-oh.
Really?
He's floating up
really?
there.
You can see kind of like the look on his face. He's like, there's no way this works. And one other thing to talk about is orientation of your prop. So you notice he actually swapped his camera and pointed in the other direction. Unfortunately, was clipping into the trash bag there. But if you're running forward, your prop faces backwards. So you need to run and then turn, settle yourself. That's the best way. Or you orient yourself around the stuff that's near you. Because if you're facing in a totally random direction, that'll earn a bullet in most circumstances.
I love how aggressive they were at the final moments. The clock was
You gotta go.
Yeah, the clock was ticking. They're like, you know what, we gotta get in here. But that was round 3 of 4 for this first game right here. And, you know, it's kind of going either which way. So if you've already had your shot at the guard tower, you're safe. You're good. You can keep getting points. But if this is your last opportunity, if you're in a guard tower, that's all the points you got. That's it. They have to hold strong.
So this is where it really comes into mind who is running, who is in the tower, and what does the scoreboard look like. So right now we can see right away 𝕊𝒽𝕨 is up there, and I believe it's with, I didn't see who that other team was. When we pan back over, we'll call that out. But 𝕊𝒽𝕨 is in first right now, and I think 𝕁 is with them as well. So it's typical that the top 2 would be up there, and it is. The top 2 teams are in the guard tower. So right now, everyone needs to unseat them. Otherwise, they will take this first match of set 2.
I'll be honest with you, it's a pretty big lead. That's a substantial lead. Whoever is left in the game, the Sunshine Soldiers, the Funky Fighters, the Chicken Champions, you got to bring these big items through and do it successfully with the limited time left in this round right here, because if not, it's going to be hard to catch up to that 150.
We're starting to see a little bit more consistency right there. And look at 𝐸𝒽 shooting. He's just shooting everything. He's not worried in terms of going through there. Does hit one elim, fires the shots off going through, trying to look at just anything that he thinks doesn't look normal. Anything that maybe not have been there before.
It's like one of my favorite things, watching him just shoot the boxes like, what's that? Was that there? Was that there? Was that there? Was that there? He's just taking his shots. That's exactly what you got to do here if you want to hold this lead here. And that's why they're dominating. You can see the no hesitation really coming out of them, and that's why they have the lead right now. And it's great. It's great that they're hitting his shots. It's great that 𝐸𝒽 is holding it down.
But the Funky Fighters, we talked about it, eyes on them, already up to 120. One more 10-point prop will put them past. And unfortunately for Ninja there, does get hit on the springboard, but gets in anyway, so just a little bit of time loss. A great shot from Lachlan. My lord, I barely even saw that.
Turtle from Australia hit a springboard, and Lachlan shut that down. His fellow Australian brother right there. Very nicely done. You don't want to hit those springboards, man.
And now you can see 125 from the Funky Fighters. They're doing everything they can to overtake. They want this match victory. They want to keep the momentum rolling. But the 𝕁 Group is doing a great job of picking up targets and running their timeout, getting some both right as they get out of spawn and before they're about to score, which the waste of time is even that much more efficient, but unfortunately not finding anything there.
Yeah, Lachlan is really not timing his kind of rotations and reloads properly. Notice he's not also utilizing the shooting through the curtain factor there. He's kind of holding himself back. That's why you saw him with a couple elims right there. But you got to put that pressure down, lock down these lanes so that they don't just get like free rotations through, right?
And again, we talked about it a little bit. I'm very surprised nobody is just consistently running 2-point props. You can get them in close to every run if you pick the right path and you take the covered angles. It's very difficult to stop them, particularly with the smaller hitbox. But so far, we've only seen 2 scored.
Yep, and I like that. 𝕁 right there, 130 points. This is their time. 𝕁 still doing really good defense right here. Oh no, but you know, Cass's curse. I feel so bad. Chicken Champion comes up out of nowhere, takes that one right away.
Able to get him there, and now the Funky Fighters 5 points out. Anything going in will be enough, and the time ticks over. They didn't get it in there. Oh! Did they get it in there? They might have got the 5-point right at the end, but no, wasn't enough. 𝕊𝒽𝕨 on the defense says, lock it up. We good. Brilliantly done from them. And that's what I'm talking about. When you're sitting there on defense, you know exactly how long you need to keep them out. Exactly what you need to do in order to take the victory. And no surprise there, the guys who are all about that apocalypse game mode during the creative trials, able to take home the very first match ever on Junkyard Juke.
That was well played. Valiant effort for everyone that participated in that run right there. And it was a close one. 150 points to the contender having 145. Just 1 point, one small radiator.
And this is what I'm talking about, where if you had one person who is running just 2-point props there and got their successful runs at the end, they would have it. That's 3 successful runs. That takes about a minute, and you could have collected it.
So go ahead.
Nobody opted to it.
Maybe some of these guys need a little help here. Let's redo this. What would you suggest here, Sundown?
I don't want to say suggest, but I had an opportunity to play a decent amount of it. I'm a big fan of kind of adjusting based off of the scoreline. So if you're seeing you're able to consistently keep running 2-point props, get the guaranteed points. If somebody's playing really good defense and you're not getting 10-point props in, you need to pivot away from that strategy, because getting any points at all is better than none, and particularly if you waste a run on a dumpster where the entire time you're going and then you're stopping, and then you're going and then you're stopping. Eventually, even if you get all the way to the end, sometimes it's not a
What's up, guys? I'm hanging out with the Llama Record Company. They took away the prop hunt 5-point lead. You guys locked it up at the very end. And Blood, I'm going to start with you. And one person I want to call out specifically is this man right here, 𝔸𝐁𝐎�. Very tall, tallest man on the planet. It feels like this guy's a very good pick for your team. And I want to know why him, and then also why you picked these other two.
Yeah, I mean, I picked all those guys because this game mode is all about skill. There are no random things in it. You need good aim, you need decision-making for sure. And 𝔸𝐁𝐎�, I mean, he's like a 𝔸𝐁𝐎�. He really likes 𝔸𝐿. That's kind of the best city in the world. And that's why I picked him first, for example.
Okay, now 𝔸𝐿, I'm going to put you on blast for a second because we've known each other quite a while. You know, I'd like to believe that your creativity is what allowed you to win. Let's think back to the time where you wore an entire green outfit and you danced and had a galaxy over yourself. Do you feel like that galaxy and that kind of creativity helped you get this dub?
I don't know what you're talking about, mate.
I think people at home that watched, you guys probably know exactly what I'm talking about. Let's go over this way now. What did you think about that game? Was it what you expected? Was it different? Did it catch off guard? Were you ready to just jump into it?
It's enjoyable. Once you get the hang of it, it gets a lot easier. You just got to work out who's good at aiming, which team's on the tower, and after that, you're good.
All right, final question. Do you think you have what it takes? Are you gonna? Is the Llama record?
fam. I can't move. What the? I just hope they aren't able to find you because you're so small. Lachlan, what are you doing? Thank you for the Lachlan. Lachlan, what are you doing? What are you doing? Angio's actually in there. Nah, Shirley.
That was the first round. There are 4 of these, so we're gonna switch up the guards now. Little Whip Warriors get a chance at, trying to earn some points, and as do the others. The next round will begin.
That dragon's so cool. That's so cool. Look at that.
Almost looks real.
Yo, shout out to the observers. That shot right there, that's really cool. Big fan of it going out. And as you can see now, round 2 is underway. This is the final match on 𝔸𝐁𝐎𝑓 of set 2. And right off the bat, 2 archery targets and a water heater marching on out.
Yep, that archery target is worth 10 points, though. So if you can bring that all the way through, it's one of the, I guess, smaller, large point objects. Magma doesn't even care. He's impatient. He saw the blinds open up. He just kept going. 𝔸𝐁𝐎𝑓 did pump the brakes, though, even right here. Notice, stops very early. He's just trying to blend in and get as many points as possible right here.
Ooh. Did get picked up. It might have been the book there. That's the one thing that you need to note that makes it very difficult.
Hey, my name's Magma, and today I'm in New York because I qualified for week 4 of the creative trials for 𝔸 𝐁𝐎�. I'm really looking forward to showing my skill set off and meeting all the players and showing everyone what I can do here. When it was first announced that there was going to be creative trials, I was really looking forward to it because it was all I did pretty much 24/7. I looked at it as an opportunity. I find after playing Battle Royale, when creative first came out and 𝔸𝐁𝐎� released his first death run, I just instantly sort of, took a liking to it and I enjoyed playing it. And I guess from there afterwards, when I found there was money involved with doing death runs and stuff, that sort of caught me and caught my attention and I started playing more. So with my team, my captain is 𝔸𝐁𝐎�. He's a French content creator and my teammates are 𝔸 and 𝕸𝐿. I think we can do really well at the Creative World Cup. I think our team has a good combination of the death run skills, but also the shooting and building and the good chemistry we have in the team. I think it can really make our team do well. I'm Magma and my team, Ravens Revenge, is going to do really good in the World Cup and we're going to smash the rest of the competition because we have the Battle Royale skills, building, death run, we have it all.
I am here in the production pit. I am in engineering row right now. I am joined by my friend Peyton, and he does the robotics. Let's talk a little bit about that. What do you do specifically here?
We have a bunch of robotic cameras around the arena that we shoot different angles from, and we're able to pick up shots of the players that are playing the game. We also do a lot of crowd shots, so we're able to shoot the audience and get some really great reacts for both the stream and for the front of house feeds that go up on the screens.
You guys heard it. If you're out in the crowd this weekend here live for the Fortnite World Cup, show us some energy because Peyton is going to be looking for your reactions and you could end up on stream.
You want to play with it, see how it goes?
Of course I do. That's not even a question. I'm so into this right now. This is amazing.
I'm Scarlett. I've come from Japan. I'm happy and excited to be playing with so many players that I've seen on the internet. My favorite place to drop is Fatal Fields. If I win the Fortnite World Cup, first I want to buy a house, and then I'm going to eat a lot of food.
So heavy. World Cup 본戦.
I'm definitely going to win the Fortnite World Cup, so keep cheering for me.
Hi, I'm 𝔸𝐁𝐎� and I'm here to compete in the Creative World Cup. I competed in most of the trials and was really excited when they announced the bonus weeks after the original 5 were over. And I competed in the 𝔸 𝐁𝐎� 100 level map and I had to speedrun 100 levels as quickly as I could. I really enjoyed all the different styles of maps and death runs that there are, and I really enjoy speedrunning them and trying to get as good as time as I can. The moment I found out that I qualified, it was just insane and I wasn't sure if I was going to before that, and it was just crazy that I am here. And 𝔸𝐁𝐎� and the Sunshine Soldiers are going to win because we have 2 captains, so we're twice as good.
What is going on? We're getting some good practice here for the Fortnite World Cup Creative Finals happening very, very soon. A lot of first thoughts, first looks at the Sky Station Showdown, which is an incredible map.
It was a great map. I mean, it mixes a huge new element into the game. You know, you got to protect the person with a sword, capture the objective, but my team, great teamwork, and, we kind of pulled through at the end there. It was awesome.
1,000%. So being able to kind of get your hands on the map, before, obviously, the big moment.
Practicing, it's nice.
It's huge. It's huge. And so, like you said a second ago, this is a brand new way of viewing Fortnite and playing Fortnite, which is incredible.
Exactly. It's super exciting to see what people come up with, and then also turning it into a competitive aspect and put it in the game and make this tournament so.
It's amazing. So any general kind of thoughts, concerns maybe about strategy? I don't know.
I think we won, so we know the strategy.
All right, listen, this is practice still. we've got the big moment coming up very soon. But do you want to shout out your team real quick?
Yeah, no, we've got some speedrunners in our midst, actually. We've got Tyler, we've got Zand, and Suzu. They are all speedrunners of death runs. And as you know, later in the Creative Cup, there's going to be a death run involved level. So we're going to take that one home, too. Inspired by the creative man, 𝔸 himself has made many a streamer, many a content creator very angry with a death run, myself included. Great job with the practice round. We'll see you very soon. I'm excited. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Fortnite World Cup Finals. We are here in day number 1 where the creative finals are going down. The stadium is jam-packed with fans from around the world who have traveled here not only to watch us crown World Cup Creative Finals champions, but also solo and duo champions as well. I'm Zeke, this guy right here is 𝔸𝐿𝐴, and we're getting ready to hop back into all of the action. Now, I think, we've seen a little bit of the first 2 game modes. We got to see a little bit of the Sky Station Showdown. We got to see a little bit of that Junkyard Juke, but there's actually something that Sundown teased, and that is the World Run.
Yep. The World Run coming up next. It is an awesome, it's something that I think a lot of these players are used to.
Yeah.
And I think they'll be very, very comfortable here. We'll have to see whether the challenge of the obstacle course will be, anything that these guys can balk at, or if they're going to be able to just cruise through it. We'll see. It's going to be fun, though.
Well, it's going to be really interesting, right? A lot of these players are very familiar with death runs, and it's very, mechanical, right?
Yep.
If you know how to execute, you can get through these obstacles, but you have to kind of get your eyes on them first, figure out how they work, and then make it through. So I think it's going to be very interesting, very fun for everyone here, and all the players as well. I'm hoping to see someone make it to the end. I don't know that anyone will, though. We'll see.
30 coins, and from what we've seen in practice between us and other people, it's very difficult, so we'll see. We'll hop into the overview and stuff like that later, but just to give some examples of the things that there are, there's the trap, trying to trigger them, making sure you move. Impulse grenades are in play in this. There's some lava, all sorts of treacherous things you have to get across in this world run.
A lot of Neo jumps as well. And again, massive shout out to the 17 content creators that helped put these maps together. Mad props to you. Their hard work is being shown here on the stage. And these guys are at home, here, of course, playing it as well. In case, you guys forgot, I'm Zeke. This guy right here is 𝔸𝐿𝐴. We're getting ready to jump into these next few matches. We'll get you guys up to speed with all the format and all those things. You kind of tease it, but we'll get there in just a moment. And very quickly, the Chicken Champions were actually the winners for set number 2, Junkyard Juke. Let's take a look at them right now. They were overall victorious of that last set, and there you go. The Tender Defender is there in person to congratulate them, 𝔸𝐿𝐴. Rubius and his team, they worked hard for it, and they are the victors.
Yeah, and warming up for the next run, but they know now they earned the Silver Llama for that set, so it's 1-1. Woo! Chicken Champions earning their Silver Llama right now. They're surprised because they were getting ready, but here it is.
Rubius is like, wait, do I actually get that? Is that actually mine? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So, they are the current set winners. They have a Silver Llama for themselves. So that's now 2 different teams that have a Silver Llama. With only a few set matches left to go, I believe, if the Chicken Champions can secure themselves a second llama, that would be huge for them and their team, but we'll have to see how things go for them.
And the timing of the Silver Llama couldn't come earlier because they're about to hop in. This is definitely a booster for them in terms of their emotions, in terms of their confidence going into the World Run, because it is precise, it is difficult. You have to make sure that you hit it, otherwise you're wasting time. It's going to be a race between these guys to get as far in as possible, so that confidence boost is going to help dramatically in this last normal set here.
Yeah, for sure, and it is actually a race, the World Run. It is similar to a death run with a bunch of obstacles. Let's go ahead and talk about that and everything that surrounds it. So there's actually 30 coins in the map. Whichever team gets all 30, the fastest or as many as possible until time runs out will be the victor for that round set. Like I said, these are insanely difficult obstacles. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be forthcoming. I'm going to be vulnerable with you, the Fortnite fam. Listen. The farthest I got was 14.
That's not bad.
Okay. It's actually really difficult, and I'm by no means a death runner. By no means.
These guys are the best of the best.
These guys are going to fly.
In terms of death runner, in terms of this map specifically, it's going to be absolutely awesome. We're going to go ahead and take a look at some of those obstacles right now. So go ahead.
we're going around the world in this new creative team death run. In this challenging new creative game, 8 teams of 4, led by some of your favorite content creators from around the world, will compete to collect all the coins in their lane faster than everyone else. The first team to collect all coins in their lane wins. If they don't finish, the number of coins they collect will determine their placement. If a player is eliminated, they'll respawn at their most recent checkpoint. Any team member can grab a coin for their team, so players will have to work strategically to gather all of the coins before the 10-minute timer runs out. It might sound simple, but it ain't easy. Players have no mats and limited items they can pick up along the way. Each team will have to use teamwork, communication, smarts, and speed to make it to the top of the leaderboard and take home their piece of the $3 million creative prize pool. Ready, set, run!
Zeke, I do not know how you just did that while you were here. That did not sound like you here at all, and I didn't see your mouth move.
I'm magic. That's just how it goes. That's just how it goes. But yeah, World Run, you got a little bit of sneak peek there. We're getting ready to hop into these games right now. Speaking of which, let's just go ahead and do that. I think this is going to be very, very fun. We are getting ready. If you guys here in the stadium are ready and excited, let these teams hear it. Let's hear you right now. Man, that's so weak. No. Okay, let's pretend the first one never happened. Like I was saying, if you guys want to let these teams know how you're feeling, let them hear it. Yeah, that's what I like to see. And now the game begins. Here we go, the world premiere of the World Run.
See how they do out of the gates. They are open now, and it's all up to these guys to start hitting their first jumps, and people are falling left and right. A couple of first coins are taken, and everybody seems to be off to a hot start. This is really like off to the races here.
Man, Fortnite and Zan are already flying through these first set of challenges. Again, you know, these are the very, very top of the best of the best of the creative world, right? They've worked all 8 qualifier weeks long. They've made it through with their team captains, and now they're here. So once they figure out these obstacles, be prepared to watch them fly through them.
And the first couple are relatively simple. Here's the double doors. I think are probably the first like one that you have to kind of know or see it in advance. And then here, the impulse jump into the tire, into the castle, and 3 players have already made it all the way there. It's neck and neck between most teams right now, 10-8.
Bro, I'm so mad. Do you understand? I literally had to play this to completion, all 12-minute rounds, 4 times to make it halfway, which this is the castle. And these guys got it in like 3 minutes. I'm upset.
Oh, this is why they're the World Cup creative players, and you are not. You're here casting.
That's cool. I'll hold that L, I suppose. I'll hold that for sure. So there's a few challenges here in the castle here, Bala. But as you saw there, Karora actually took a little peek at it. There's these little bumpers, and that'll actually send you upward into the next, basically, tier. So the most optimal strategy here is actually to leave two of your teammates behind, send 2 up to try and gather more coins faster. Because otherwise, you're just going to dedicate too much time, and you really want to maximize your time in this World Run.
And there's definitely a couple coins that you want to get as fast as possible through here. They're trying to get the half slides through with the chiller traps. Right now, nobody seems to have figured it out just yet, at least in the view that we're watching. But meanwhile, the Fish Fam and the Sunshine Soldiers are up to 13 now, but still neck and neck. I believe all teams are now inside of the castle, and we call this basically the first kind of tier of the difficulty for these obstacles. As they move up and go past this, they will become progressively harder.
Yeah. And again, this is the first time these creative players, qualifiers, have seen the World Run. They've never seen it before. They have just, you know, they are mad. Their skills are insane. And look at this. Taldeck's already up on the next tier. So he's probably telling his teammates, all right, look, up here, I just use this bumper. What do I have to do? So he's already trying to figure it out. I like it. That's not me. The moment I hit that pad, I was like, I guess I just keep moving forward, and I kept running.
I love this experimentation. He's actually also communicating back to his teammate at the same time, because he went over that bumper and he's looking, do I have an opportunity to go back here, or is this it? Do I have to go forward, just like you were alluding to before? And now he decides, okay, he tells exactly what's going on to his teammates, Ninja, Kaz, and company, and they move forward. Alex JJ, though, is off to really the races. He's way ahead of everybody else, I think. But no, there's a Raven's Revenge. No, it's 𝔸 𝐁𝐎f. It's his teammate. They're moving.
Yeah. They are moving. So what's tricky about that last jump there is those little directional pads will give you forward momentum, but in jumping you lose some of it. So you actually have to make it in a straight run. There you have to trigger the trap, get the impulse to make that precise jump, land on the other side, trigger the trap in one fail swoop while also taking a step back to keep yourself safe. Now there is a little few secret ways to kind of trigger certain traps or get around certain obstacles. We'll have to see if these players discover them. But like you said, man, 𝔸 𝐁𝐻 is
oh my goodness,
destroying the game right now.
Just unbelievable. And this isn't even a team that qualified from a death run or elimination run or even a speed run. They qualified from a survival map. And he's doing things like this. He is leading the pack. There's a 𝔸𝐻 up ahead of him, though.
Yep.
They're not hitting this just yet. This is so precise. You have to change the altitude. Is he going to hit it? No. Second try. Here's 𝐶huzo.
Go. First jump. Now this is the impulse. You want to set you a little bit forward. Now this is one where you want to get height. You got to throw it, try to get on top of it.
No! Just barely 𝐶huzo. And he's at 21 points right now in third in terms of coins. And it's all up to timing, I think. Zeke, we might see this end in the first match here. In the first round, they might end up completing everything because they still got 5 minutes to go.
Well, we'll see, Bala, because here's the thing. That obstacle there is called the ice jump, but this next one that 𝐻𝐻 adds, we call this the double danger. Let's just look at this real fast. This is really tricky.
He already knows.
He's already downloaded. He already knows what must be done. So you actually have to double hop, double bunny hop, land on the edge, take a step back, trigger the trap without being eliminated, right? Then you can walk up this small ramp. Then, depending on how you want to go about it, you can just go forward. Yes. He actually makes... Okay, I'm a
third try.
I'm leaving. I'm done.
𝐻𝐻.
And he gets the coin in one swoop. Oh, my.
But one thing, we have to look at the scores right now. 5 minutes to go. 𝔸𝐻 is at 26. They only have 4 coins remaining. But everybody else is starting to fall behind. We're starting to see the 𝔸𝐻 come way out above here of the rest of them. That's because they probably have the majority of their players through. The majority of the players are collecting those coins. There's 𝐻𝐻. He makes it through the double danger, collects the coin. Now, what do you do from here? They get up.
Man, this guy is absolutely insane.
There it is.
And, you know, for 𝐻𝐻, it's funny because he's just excited about being here, able to compete on the stage in front of, thousands of people and all of his peers. And, bro, he is just slaying it right now. Oh, you got to be careful. Okay, all right, yep. Everything's fine. Now you got to make the jump. You got the one hop. You got to be careful.
That is...
Gotcha.
That is
trap, baby.
That is the first time I've seen that. I've seen the theory. I mean, I've heard it theorized, but I haven't seen that yet. But 𝔸𝐻, I was wondering. It's Scissors and company. 26 points. They're not at the same point that the Sunshine Soldiers are at, but they're at 26 total, the entire team. They have clearly synergized with Scissors here, but looks to be that even the Ravens Revenge are stuck at 26, so this might be a difficult one to get past.
Yeah, this one, so the tricky bit about this one is there's actually no checkpoint in between here and where you need to get to. That's what makes the double danger that double dangerousness. 26 points across, and there's only about 3 minutes left, so these guys really have to focus up, try to get through. Now, the key thing going forward is, again, this is a test of speed. Right, so a lot of these players are seeing the traps, they're making it through, memorizing kind of what they have to be doing to make it through these obstacles. Dan's already through, and that means when they get to come through next time, it's going to be that much faster, right? They're going to be just tearing through all of these obstacles like they're nothing. Hand of blood, lou𝐻𝐻, here we go.
Two team captains. Hey, this is important too because they still have coins to earn on their own.
Right.
They're all the way in the back. They're not earning the coins. They're not helping their team out in front, trying to figure out the obstacles. But 2 captains back there. Ooh.
Okay, all right, trigger the other one. Yes. All right, land on it, trigger that one. Dude.
Is he going to get it? Nice dodge! Ooh. This is insane right now, and there's the second player to make it through 𝐻𝐻 into the door. No!
Nope, and look, you drop back down. So that's the challenging part. We call this thread the needle, right? You have to make it in one go. This is extremely difficult, and this is where a lot of these players are going to get caught up. But 𝐻𝐻 is a legend. Look at how methodical he is. He's insane. Look at these the precision jumps, man.
He's not going to miss this ever again because he already knows that trap, unfortunately, was timed at the wrong time for 𝔸𝐻, but he's up above. Let's see what he can do here, going to try and attempt this again. Trap above. When he lands on that, he has to jump at the right moment, then slow himself down. 𝐸 from up above, still back. Nobody has passed this point just yet.
All right, first trap, second trap. Hop across, take a step back.
Nice.
Jump across, take another step back. Okay. He was trying to be a little greedy there. I respect it. You know, you sometimes just want to land on that without having to kind of hop back out and kind of just risking that. So it's good that, you know, well, it's not good. It's bad that he messed it up, but it's okay. This is 𝐸. He's an MVP. We're watching him.
This is crazy that it comes down to this. There's 1 minute and 30 seconds about to figure this out. He got up here before, and he didn't make it through the door. He's not going to make it again. Unfortunately, everybody is hard stuck at 27 coins with 1 minute left. I believe whoever is going to be the first to make it through here might find themselves the first winners on the world run. 1 minute left.
You got to be thinking, are they saying Raven's Revenge? Wait, they just got the 28th coin. They might be through Thread the Needle. Next up would be, I believe, bump jumps.
Did get through. We saw the end results up there. Made it through the door.
Okay. Yeah. Ooh, nice catching yourself. All right, you got to trigger the trap.
That boost pad on the side. It's just disappointment and frustration in his face. Ooh. If he wants to secure this, he needs to try to get one more coin in the next 30 seconds because I think 𝐸 is going to be able to catch up. Here's the jump.
Right. This is the first time we're going to see 25 seconds. Okay. So this is where you risk it all, man. This is it, the leap of faith. Watch these precision jumps. We've got 18 seconds left on them. So these are these Neo jumps, right? You jump out and around, keeping that momentum.
10 seconds left here. 1 coin remaining for the Raven's Revenge to find. He just got to get around that corner. I don't know if he's going to be able to climb these staircases just now. No, he's given up. He says no. Everybody else is left in the dust. Raven's Revenge take the first world run with 29 coins. Not quite finishing the map, but I believe next time they might.
And these legendary birds of the sky, they made it all the way up there, man. They were on the leap of faith, that last little section there. They had 29 coins, and if they had made it up, especially if they made even just 2 people up there, they could have been kind of starting a rotation, right? You jump first, see how far you can make. I will follow. But the big key for them is now they know what every single relay is, right? So going into this next round, they can say, we know what we have to do. Don't forget, make this precision jump here, do these little things to try and get through. And that could prove to be a very good advantage for them.
Yeah, and they don't have the Silver Llama yet. They don't have anything in terms of Llama, so this is important. Any of those teams that don't have a Llama right now, they need to earn it if they want to be in contention towards those golden games. Of course, every match matters, Zeke. They are earning prizes every single match.
And that's got to feel good, right, to have a stellar game here to get some of that prize pool for yourself and your team. That's huge, right? Like, so much respect to these. Also, 𝐸, what the heck?
Yeah.
What is this kid on?
Yeah. Ridiculous. He was one of the first to achieve every single obstacle every single time. Finally, he got stuck on that one at the end. I don't know what you were calling it. It was a nice twist of the tongue, but just amazing there from 𝐸 to be the first every single time and then getting overtaken at the end. But, you know, next time, he knows it now. He's probably going to be the fastest to get ahead of everybody because he knows it all now. And you saw how mechanically good he was once he figured out the obstacle. So I think all signs are pointing towards another 𝐸 performance like that.
I mean, like you said, he's downloaded it all, right? He's got it up here, and now he's put it down on paper. I mean, again, though, Raven's Revenge, they've got a little bit of that advantage, right? They've seen the other plays. I think the big thing, though, is trying to get more of your teammates through to the challenges, right? Like, it's very difficult to try and get all 4, you know, in one fell swoop, Raven pun. But if you can make it, even just that second person, like the moment you start to miss a jump, you're like, all right, I'm going to be eliminated, just go forward. And maybe that person sees where you went wrong and is like, okay, I can make the jump, and then they go forward, right? And then you're just kind of constantly plodding through, getting more coins, and getting where you need to be.
Yeah, and there was also an aspect of covering for others as they made it through, especially as that castle point happened. We saw 𝐸 and Hand of Blood, the 2 team captains, all the way back in the back, but their teams were still up there because they were covering for them, they were getting those coins. But next time, they definitely need to be trying to make the effort to get all the way through and collect those coins as time progresses.
Yeah, for sure. You know, I think what would be only fitting is to hear from one of these teams. Specifically, I want to hone in on the 𝐸 crew. We've got none other than Monster standing by with them to hear their thoughts.
What happened here? Okay, yeah. All right, so here we have it, Lachlan. I know, I've heard from the grapevine, these guys and yourself actually qualified for the creative finals through a def run. And boy, oh boy, I just got to know what happened here. How did this translate? This is a death run. What happened, Lachlan?
Look, the qualifying map was a bit of a puzzle death run, so, you know, they had time to work with it. It was our first attempt running through, so it was a bit rough. I don't know if you guys caught me sitting on like an impulse level for like 10 minutes, but that was fun. So we're not going to do that this time. 𝔸𝐁𝐎f's over here. He's our designated carry, so hopefully he can carry us harder in the next round, and yeah.
I hear that. I hear that. So now I got to come this way. Lachlan is dependent on you guys. What was going on? Was the death run, did it catch you by surprise, or was it just certain tricky moments that kind of choked you up and had you hung up there?
I was a bit of confused in the castle because I didn't know where to go, and then the impulse jump at the beginning it just messed me up a bit, and at the end I didn't know where to go. It's just a bit confusing.
And I have one more question here. So you guys have not seen the death run prior to this. Do you think that kind of held you back? And if you have another run at it, which you will, do you guys think that second time around you'll kind of have the strategies down packed? And I'm going to come down here with this.
Yeah, I think that the first time around is always the hardest because, you know, you're kind of going into this environment, you don't know where to go, but the second time around I think we'll be a little bit stronger and hopefully we get better time.
Absolutely, I bet it. So once again, this is the creative finals here. You guys, like I said, Lachlan pulled through with the puzzle death runs, but just showing the difference here. So we're going to send it back up to you guys at the desk. And again, thank you.
You know, Lachlan, you are good at many things, but apparently you're showing the world you're not the great at impulses. But it's okay. You're going to have another shot and showing them that the original thought we had is wrong, because I know you can do this. I know you can. We had a chance to talk earlier, and you're like, bro, I'm the best. And I was like, I know that. Show everyone that. You just got to show them, Bala.
You know what else we're going to show them? We're going to show them the standings after that first game in this set right now. Who ended up where in terms of the prizing and where they are on their journey to the llama at the end of the set. So it's Raven's Revenge, obviously, in first. They earned themselves $55,000 and that much closer to the silver llama.
That's right, but don't forget, Funky Fighters and the Chicken Champions both have those silver llamas. That is going to be a massive determining factor in going forward. You know, if you're Raven's Revenge, you are absolutely looking to try and snag that silver llama if possible, because that's going to put you in contention, right? Then you have to set your eyes on the gold llama for the tiebreakers. But all in all, to be able to kind of come through and win that prize money for you and your team is massive. They have confidence, right? And again, I think the only other team that stands right in their way right now is Turtle. This guy is a maniac. He's showing us that he is. Let's see if that happens here in game number 2.
The Sunshine Soldiers fell short, but Turtle showed us all what he was made for. And I think we're getting ready to go into the match. As all the players are loading up right now, there's the Fish Fam, Scissors and company. They're all about to start. The gates are about to open. Guys, let's hear it for them.
Ah, there you guys are. You're paying attention. I respect it. Here we go. 10 minutes. Countdown has begun. The gates are open. And now here we go. 𝐁𝐎 is first out of the gate, immediately just flying. You can see this is completely different than before, right? Before, people were kind of taking their time. Hey, what's this? I can't see where this ledge. What's going here? Let's sit here and inspect everything. That's not the case now. Everyone is just flying through these obstacles.
Yeah, a couple of these guys have not gone down yet. Here's Magma, making his way through with the Raven's Revenge. This was the team that came out on top and was the player that led them all the way up to those treacherous stairway that we saw at the end there. Almost getting up around the corners. And here it looks like we are almost to the castle for Turtle. And this is the player we were talking about so much, Zeke.
That's right, man. A legend in every way of the word. Stewart almost making the jump for the Sunshine Soldiers as well. Unfortunately not. So this is this trap, this obstacle, very precise jump. You actually have to impulse a very specific way, at a specific angle, at a specific distance away from you to make it all in one jump. You can also, I hope they're not listening, but you can turn around and actually impulse backwards, right? So you face away from the tires and impulse yourself backward while jumping. Again, even doing that though, very precise. You know, you have to make sure you're doing this in one go. Look, 𝐁𝐎's already here. He's already trying to collect the coins.
Already towards the half pipes in the castle. Wonder if he already triggered all the traps down below and grabbed that coin, or if he's leaving that for another teammate. Gonna grab that coin perfectly. Nice job by 𝐁𝐎. Now he's moving up even further. No, he's going to go back to get those traps.
He made it. There you go, Suzu. Nice. All right, trigger the trap. Take a step back. Impulse forward.
He's already
too
through the
shallow.
castle.
I mean, look.
Through the castle.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised. So don't forget, the castle is open. So once you do make it to that halfway mark, you can just send someone forward, right? Like, even if you're the first one and you're really confident, you could say, hey, Bala, I know you made it first. Just go. Go up to the next round. I'm going to stay behind. I'm going to pick up the coins, right? So quite a bit of teamwork going into this. But look along the way, man. These jumps are crazy. Suzu, what are you? Okay, what a legend. What a legend.
Showing everybody that he can hang. He's led on the team of Scissors with Fish Fam. We saw them not too far in the prizing. 18 points right now. They're leading the way. But no, it's actually Fortturtle again. Already towards these varying distance impulse jumps. And is he going to first shot it? No, not exactly. But you know he's going to hit it on the next time.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, you know, this is kind of one of those things. The more that you do this, the easier it is the next time around, right? Once it's like you throw it here, you're like, nope, that's not correct. This might be it. Okay, closer. Closer. I like it. Will he make it on the third jump? Don't forget, though, we got the Funky Fighters at 20 coins. We've got Fish Fam at 20 coins. Sunshine Soldiers that need to try and pick it up. Here we go. Nice. But get across. Nice.
Perfect play from Fortturtle. Now towards the lava jump and what you were dubbing as double danger. Is he going to first shot? Does dodge the traps.
Okay.
This is from where he went last time. Gets the coin. He's going to double back.
First try.
Oh my goodness. He went through those. I would have gotten scared there, but no. Fortturtle knows exactly what he's doing. Going to get all the coins in first try on the double danger, but doesn't make it through, so he has to still complete it. And Suzu and Sand, meanwhile, from Fish Fam, are taking the lead.
And that's what I kind of talked about, right? Trying to send two through. If you and your duo partner can make it through these jumps and get there, then you can start watching, right? Because, like, you as a player, you go to do it, you mess up and you're eliminated, you're like, what happened? What exactly did I do? You kind of go back and then kind of relive that moment. Not here, right?
This is the moment that they were all stuck on for so long. Suzu knows it now. He's not going to hit the first time. Zand also attempted it at the same time. Not going to work out just yet. Here, they're going to give themselves the opportunity. Suzu trying again. Triggers two. The third, yes. The jump.
Right,
yes.
Nice. Oh, and Zand. He was worried there that he might have pushed the door off.
Not sure if he made it. I don't see him falling down. Yes, he did make the doorway, and now he's back towards this thing where he has to go under at the same time as triggering the trap. He does it. He's back to the stairs. The Fish Fam only need one more coin, and they're about to do it in 5 minutes. It is so fast here. The last time we got here, it was 1 minute and 30 seconds. So one more coin for him to complete the map. He makes it farther than any player has yet so far.
Where's the next pad? He actually found it first try. I don't believe it. No, that was not where you got to go. You got to go back inward. It's okay, though. He's going to get another shot. Man, that was very impressive. Honestly, I would have been like, where am I supposed to go? But that's why this is called the leap of faith. You've got to jump around that corner and hope that something will be there to catch you.
Faith he has. And with 4 minutes and 50 seconds to go, not a single person, not a single soul in vision. He's going to have plenty of time to work with. We'll see if the Ravens' revenge can repeat and get back to where they were, but it looks like Sand is also going to join as well, but no, he falls just before. Yes, Tyler too. So the Fish Fam is coming through in big numbers at this last leap of faith.
And you know what could be huge here for Fish Fam? If they can make it through the leap of faith and they can actually get this coin, they're going to stop the timer, right? So less time that everyone else kind of has around to observe what's going on and try to get this practice in, the better. Here we go. Nice. All right, you got to jump in and out and around. Out and around. Yes, use the wall. Okay. All right. Yep. Look around. Uh-huh. Yes. All right. Okay. All right, here we go.
This is it. Last jump. Ooh. And he needs to hit the coin. This is going to be it. No,
he didn't touch it.
Just barely missed there. Finally hits the bouncer and he's gone. There it is. The first players to complete the world run in 5 minutes and 52 seconds. An unbelievable time compared to what we saw last time. But still, the remaining teams have to battle it out. Back to the Ravens' revenge. They're still on the double danger. And they are going to get through. He has to hit the door, though. Oh, he almost fell all the way back down. Here
we go.
Not finding the speed, not finding the bounce there.
Threading the needle.
Oh, you hate to see it. Now, don't forget, remember, Ravens Revenge was the first team from last round. They made it here, and they're already kind of right back where they need to be. You've got the Sunshine Soldiers also going for the Leap of Faith, but look at how many coins they have, right? In theory, they should be at 29. This should be the last coin that they need to pick up. But someone hasn't picked up coins. Now, where? I'm not sure. But that could make or break their performance right here.
That absolutely could. We know Sunshine Soldiers had a great performance last game. 𝐷𝒨 has completed the map. If you see him up there, he's just watching on down. But the Ravens Revenge seem to have completed just a little bit more. Everybody now, I think, going to be trying to attempt these last couple of jumps. And they must try to complete the match. But important to note is the Ravens Revenge in second place right now. They need one more coin as well. That puts them in a huge advantage for that 𝔸𝐁𝐎𝐓 when we go into the third game. What just happened there with 𝐷𝒨? He just climbed to the top with the tires.
That's right, the secret tires. See, these are little things you discover as you're... Oh, it's okay, 𝐷𝒨, don't worry. Take a deep breath, line it back up. You got this. 2 minutes left on the clock, 𝔸𝐷𝒨.
𝐷𝒨 all the way in the back. He's catching up with his team. He's going to hit that. Can he hit the last one? He lost a little bit of speed, but he does. So he's joining up. Maybe he can collect any coin that he missed. No, it's actually going to be 𝐷𝒨 up here. He's got to finish the Leap of Faith as well. So a number of teams here.
Man, you got to think, if you're everyone else, you've already seen the Fish Fam stop that timer at 5:52, right? Just under 6 minutes. So you're thinking, we have to go. We have to be hitting these jumps, and that's just applying more pressure, right? Especially with a crowd here roaring as well. You know, there's all this pressure on the line. Nice jumps here. All right, keep looking around. Yeah, you see it right there. Bounce off the wall, out and around. Oh!
So difficult. So challenging. He's learning the reasons why right now. He's going to continue to get more attempts. Meanwhile, the Funky Fighters have gotten their last coin up to the final one. 𝐷𝒨 being the player who gets there. He's on the Leap of Faith as well, so it's just head-to-head against these two. And this is very important for Funky Fighters. They need to stop Ravens Revenge. If anything else, getting second obviously important, but also because it's head-to-head against Ravens Revenge, this is such a meaningful final jump.
May very well make a big difference heading into tiebreakers. But again, Fish Fam, way to show up. I respect it.
It's crazy. The improvement from game one into game two.
Yeah.
It was just awesome. Ravens Revenge obviously in the first match coming out ahead, but Fish Fam clearly improving all across the board. It wasn't just one person. It felt like it was the entire team because that time was unbelievable. That's going to be hard to beat.
Yeah, we'll have to see who else can do it. Again, you know, Ravens Revenge had a fantastic showing. Funky Fighters showed up there at the last moment. And then, obviously, the Fish Fam. But don't forget, you still got players like 𝐷𝒨 over on Sunshine Soldiers. Everyone, all of these teams have someone that's going to get them very, very far, right? We've seen that. But now the question is, heading into this next match, what does that mean? Fish Fam have already completed it. Funky have already completed it. Raven have gotten close. Does that mean we're going to see another 5-minute timer? Could we see it even faster?
Good question. And what Ravens Revenge needs to figure out how to end the match. Because if they don't, then they won't be able to get ahead. They won't be able to close out, especially as other teams go ahead. Fish Fam knows how to complete it. They've proven that they can complete it, and Funky Fighters as well.
Yeah, for sure. Well, for now, let's send it over to the stage where Pookie is standing by with the Fish Fam. And Pooks, real quick, ask them what their favorite fish stick is.
You know, can't always make it all about you, but I am down here with the Fish Fam. It is, dare I say, official. They're the first team to take a victory in the death run. I'm going to start here with Suzu. So you were the one that essentially clutched that victory for your team. How did that feel?
It felt great. Like, at first, I choked the bouncer, and then I thought I choked the level as well. But then I figured it out, and I picked up the coin. I was like, wait, this is it? Let's go, baby.
It definitely looked like you were in a little bit of a precarious situation there for just a second. Was your team coaching and helping you that whole time?
Yeah, they kept track of the coins that we picked up. They kept motivating me, like, you got this, this is easy, we got this, we got it in the pocket and stuff. So yeah, that felt great.
Awesome. Now, I'm going to come over to you, Scissors. We all know you are the veteran of death runs. You have been doing this from the very beginning. It must be an absolute honor to be here on the stage today competing, being able to help these guys out, pulling through to a victory. Are you going to continue the strategy going into the next game?
We've got the strategy on lock, and obviously it's awesome, you know, helping these guys, but they're helping me win. They're the real speedrunners.
Well, I mean, it is a team effort at the end. Picked up coins. Sand, I'm just going to go over here and talk to you really quickly. Now, I mean, this Creative Cup, what does this mean to you as, you know, a creative champion?
I mean, I'm not a champion yet, but maybe, yeah.
Maybe one day. Well, thank you guys so much for staying here, hanging out with me. Best of luck in the next run. Zeke, back to you guys.
Look at that, the Fish Fam ready to go back in. They're already getting their heads back in the game. Also, great pun, Pookie. Also, I'm upset with you that you think this is all about me. What is wrong with you? All right, though, anyway, what kind of takeaways do you think these players can make heading into the next game?
Well, the takeaway that I take out from that is that they were all supportive. The interview, they said they were supporting each other, keeping track of the coins, and pushing their Suzu ahead, making sure that they're encouraging him. But for everybody else, I think the takeaway is, how do we beat that leap of faith?
Yeah.
That's the one that everybody's gotten stuck on. They've wasted a little bit of time at the double danger, but the leap of faith is really where everybody needs to close out, especially the Ravens Revenge, if they want to get that silver llama.
Well, we'll have to see how things unfold for them. Very quickly, though, let's take a little break here. Let's send it down to Cam for his insight. Sundown, what you got?
And Bala, and we're gonna take a look at some of the kind of strategy that goes into it. But first, all of these competitors who are here, who are competing in this world run, have had an opportunity to get there. It's been incredibly stressful. There's a certain amount of kind of mental edge you need to get through it. So let's kind of take a look in and how these competitors prepare for what was a world premiere and first appearance ever. Let's take a listen in and how these guys are talking and getting ready for the match.
Oh, they only have one llama.
Just absolutely amazing there. You can tell Ninja and then the trendsetter right there throwing the peelies in the air, but also big shout out to whoever that was on the Llama Record Co. I saw you there hitting the llama bell. I got you. But now let's get into some of what happened during the World Run, some of the kind of cooler straightaways and, you know, some of the tough challenges that you face. So first, right away, here's a run coming out from Chappie of the Ravens Revenge, and this was one of the first obstacles you hit. So you can see he's on pace with everyone else, but what makes this so great is how efficiently he transfers this over into the castle jump. Is barely able to delay. This is one of the toughest first things to get when you reach it. This is his first time ever seeing this jump, no problem. Hats off to there, and then what does he do right away? Gets into the traction, he's able to get them. Notice how as soon as he goes, he is quick flicking his camera back the other direction and gets all of this so consistently able to get it. Now, we saw a smashing success on their first attempt. Unfortunately, the cutter crew had a little bit of a harder time when it came to that castle jump. It's okay, this could have been my replay, and I wouldn't have been lying. So many of these are so incredibly difficult because you think, oh, I
this is where they got held up for a significant amount of time. A lot of the competitors not being able to bait the chaps correctly, and now we're over with the Ravens Revenge, who were able to power through this. Again, this was from the match number 1, and you can see how he's using quite literally every single space available to him, including the rock, including the jump off the side with the air strafe, to then get up to that leap of faith, which is such an incredibly hard challenge, and only having 2 teams full completed it after the 2 runs, when all of these players are such strong death runners. You can see the Fish Fam. Look at the timer on the clock, 5.5 minutes, and he's so quick going through it, and he's precise. He lines it up, he takes a step, and he goes. My question is now, between Suzu and Zen, they were so incredibly good last game. Can they beat that time? Can they keep pressing the pace, and will they be able to do it better? Because when you get up here, you have to do everything right, find the lineup, not miss a single one of your drops, and then get the final coin. Was able to then double back and grab it there off the launch pad for that 5:52 time in the number 1 spot in match number 2. This is now the 2nd time we've seen the world run, and we asked the question before, what happens in run number 3? Can the Ravens Revenge get over that last obstacle of the leap of faith, or will everyone else start pressing up higher and higher and being able to challenge him? Match 3 is about to be underway. We're going to throw it back inside to Zeke and Vala. Gentlemen, take it away.
Thank you so much, Sundown, that insight. I mean, he's asking the tough questions. What happens in match number 3 of this set? You know, again, Fish Fam, you saw, I kind of touched on it a little bit earlier, you want to have as many people up on that leap of faith as possible so they can just sit there and rotate around. But before we hop into this next match, Bala, I think we probably want to take a look at the standings. We want to see there of Turtle, and here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, the world run commences right here, right now. Players are out the gate. Here we go. The first run, Taco, Taldak, they're right out. Ninja falls, unfortunately. So does Kotu. Zan there looks like he's making upper with Tyler. Magma, Kororo, they are just neck and neck. Again, you know, it just goes back to once they figure it out, they're just going full send.
I want to see who gets out to the early lead here. Suzo, the champion of the last one with Fish Fam. He's a little bit behind, but again, he has the opportunity to catch up when he starts getting to those more difficult obstacles. Right now, it's not looking like anybody really taking a huge lead, a huge advantage, because we all saw how proficient they are in these early stages. Really, the first obstacle that stumps most people is this impulse jump.
Right, here we go. Don't forget, this is that precision impulse jump. You can do it forward, you can look away. First jump, unfortunately too shallow there on both sides, and both from the Fish Fam.
teammate 𝔸𝐁𝐎𝑓 leading the pack again, so this might be a better time here for 𝔸𝐻.
All right, man, 𝔸𝐻, that was insane, dude. Again, like, these guys are so good, right? Once they figured out they could just do it, it's almost like muscle memory. You see 𝔸𝐻 here. Now, if 𝔸𝐻's smart, he waits here for 𝔸𝐻 to get across, and then once 𝔸𝐻 gets across, he can start triggering the trap. He's going to opt to say, look, you know what? Let's just go. I'm trying to get the coins. We need to rack up as many and as quickly as possible. Because don't forget, last game, they got that 5.5-minute time on lock. They still have another 1.5 minutes going off of last game, right? If they can do it again, it's going to be huge.
Waiting for the chiller on his feet to get off before he goes forward. Now he has full reign onto this one. If he one-shots this, he's putting himself in such an amazing time. He's kind of letting his team do the rest of the work. A one-shot here from 𝔸𝐻. Is it possible? Getting through the door? No, just short.
Shallow.
But he did not go all the way back. He's continuing the recovery on this run. Not quite enough.
Man, 𝔸𝐻 putting everyone in his fishbowl, saying, don't worry, fam. I've got this. Gonna jump down, first trap. Second trap, hop across, take a step back. Nice. Oh, there's actually someone else there. 𝔸𝐻's there with him. This is huge, though, if 𝔸𝐻 is there. Because, look, they can hop through together. 𝔸𝐻 can trigger this and then get 𝔸𝐻 there where he needs to go. And then there will be two members trying to get these traps. Unfortunately, too shallow.
Making the same mistake there on that bouncer. Speed pad up into the bouncer. See, he's trying to keep his back towards it so that he can make sure he hits the bouncer on the right point that he wants to. Kind of has it memorized at that moment, but a lot of teams starting to catch up right now, so, you know, starting to lose the pace that they had in the first game.
Ooh, don't slide off, don't slide off. Unfortunately, he slid off. Now look, Sunshine Soldiers, they're already at the 28-point mark. So are Ravens Revenge, but 𝔸𝐻 right behind them. Everyone else is tied right around 25 coins. Oh, and look, they actually sent 𝔸𝐁𝐎𝑓 forward. He's trying to make it to the Leap of Faith. So he's left his teammates down behind, saying, look, just gather the coins. I'm going straight to Leap of Faith. That's the 1 point we know we need.
Magma up ahead as well for the Ravens Revenge. And the record of the map by 𝔸𝐻 has gone past. That was 5 minutes and some. And we're now down to 5 minutes left total. Magma making sure that he makes this jump. He doesn't want to waste time. I think he might have the confidence here. Just got to bounce off the wall. No.
Short.
Not yet all the way through. If he can do this, he is clinching himself that Silver Llama.
Stewart, okay. Yeah, these momentum jumps, very difficult, or neo jumps as they're also called. You got to be really precise. Really, I mean, you have to be very calculated with every single one. You got Chappie over here. You've got Stewart across the way as well. And look, you can see 𝔸𝐻 there too. I mean, there's so many people here that are already at the Leap of Faith. And look at the rest of the teams, right? Even the Funky Fighters, Little Whip, and Llama Record Company, they're at 26 coins. They're closing in on that Leap of Faith.
Sunshine Soldiers adding their name to the hat of people who are trying the Leap of Faith. Stewart, not quite making it through yet. Magma right now feeling a bit of frustration. He feels the pressure. He knows that he has to try to make this, try to get this last coin ahead of anybody else. 𝔸𝐿 has joined the fray as well from Cuddle Crew.
So you can see too, like 𝔸𝐿 is, while Stewart is using his camera, while you jump forward, you whip your camera in the direction you want to start moving. 𝔸𝐿 is doing the opposite. He's actually just using the momentum from his movement abilities, just like his keys, to get him where he needs to go, not even touching his camera at all. Two different ways to approach it. They're both about the same. It just depends on which one you're more comfortable with. Magma here. He's in a good spot. Great ricochet there. All right, just take it easy. Nice. All right, good lane.
Almost. The tires?
He's just going for it.
Yes.
He's just going for it. Could he be the first one? No, Sunshine Soldiers have actually already done it with a 6:23, and Ravens Revenge there with the 6:36. So Sunshine Soldiers sneakily got it, but still a great time from them. Don't forget, the first round, they were the only ones at 29 coins.
What a close race, though. All 4 teams who were up there on the Leap of Faith have now completed it. The Cuddle Crew still need 1 more coin to actually finish the entire thing. 𝔸𝐿 feeling a little bit of pressure. He needs to start supporting his teammates. And then the Llama Record Company sitting at 27 right now. I think this is one of the first times we've seen them towards this double jeopardy, towards closer and closer, edging their way at the Leap of Faith. The Cuddle crew have completed, meanwhile, just past 7 minutes. So the standings right now are shaking up with all of these teams being so close together. Can't wait to see where it is. Still, every single placement here matters. Chicken Champions, Funky Fighters, Little Whip Warriors, and the Llama Record Company all at 27. Who is going to come out on top in this 4-way race?
And don't forget, this really does make a difference, right? They're all competing for prize money, so being able to come out ahead of another team, that's going to secure you more of that pot, so they have to be very careful, right? They have the 2 minutes left, but man, to see all these other teams, 4 of them already get that 3rd coin. Like, you know, we saw that first game, it was like, oh man, Raven's Revenge, you only won at 29 coins, everyone else is not even close. Second game, the story is 𝔸 𝐁𝐎� and Funky Fighters. Now, you've got 4 teams that have gotten that 30th coin. Insane, especially how close it is. Like, even look at Raven's Revenge and 𝔸 𝐁𝐻, right? Just a few seconds difference.
And all that could mean a huge amount when we look at the standings at the end of the match. But meanwhile, nobody yet up to that Leap of Faith. Oh, actually, Kuto. But we saw him finish the game last time for the Funky Fighters. See if he can do it again. He's got 1 minute and 15 seconds to do it. Came in second, just behind the 𝔸 𝐻𝐻 in their record-breaking run. Can he do it now? All pressure on him.
And I mean, you gotta look, right? All of his other teammates are still being eliminated, right? They're trying to get up there because, again, just more shots you can take at the Leap of Faith, the better, right? The more chances you have of securing that 30th coin.
So many teams are approaching this Leap of Faith now. You can see in the background, there's at least 3 teams up here total. Could be also some players who have not yet finished the map from the other teams. As Chappie sits there, Chicken Champions making their approach. I'm wondering, Kororo, if you do this last one, you are going to beat out the Funky Fighters. And that could mean huge placement in terms of the prizing at the end of this. 30 seconds to go.
All right, wait, he's made it. Okay, look back down. Okay, it's fine. Small jump.
Got it. Last jump, and he's got the coin too.
There you go.
So the Funky Fighters finish up ahead of the Chicken Champions. Kororo, fortunately, is going to fall shy. But at 29 coins and 5 seconds remaining, I think that's going to be the end there for this. These are the standings as they are. The Chicken Champions come out there. And what an amazing run it was.
Wow, 6 teams secured themselves the 30th coin. Night and day situation coming out of that first world run we got to witness. But look, smiles all around. Again, in case you're just tuning in, welcome to the Fortnite World Cup Creative Finals. These are the very best of the best from the creative side of Fortnite. And they're all joined here by their team captains and facing off for a prize pool. And these games have not disappointed. The World Run, honestly, I take it all back. I thought we weren't going to see a 30th coin. I'm a liar. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Nope.
They smashed it.
These guys are the best of the best. 𝔸 𝐻𝐻, Raven's Revenge, these guys showed up hard on this world run. Absolutely incredible performances, 2-time finishers all the way through. And now we also have to be able to think about what these standings are going to look like at the end of the day, because it was close, right? Raven's Revenge, that first one, and then getting second, and then getting second again, could mean that they are in contention for that first place here in this set.
Yeah, I mean, so Raven had plenty of 29s, right? They came in second, I think, just about every game except that last one. You got 𝔸 𝐻𝐻. They had the fastest time of 5:25. In that last game, we saw Sunshine Soldiers, though. They had a 6:23. So it depends where they place in those other matches, right? What does that mean for all these standings? Don't worry, we're tallying everything up. We're breaking it all down, and we'll have that for you as soon as we are ready to do so. But man, the World Run was dope. That was super fun. It was like we were casting golf. Like, oh, takes a shot, and he sinks it.
Sinks it first. Absolutely crazy. The tension at the end when everybody realized that they needed to make that last jump was just awesome to feel. The crowd was feeling it too when you made it towards that last one, when they finally made it through that last tire, or making their bounce all the way through, just like flying through the sky for that last coin. Felt good. It's got to feel good for these guys.
Yeah, and I think, too, being able to just, key in on different players, right? It wasn't like it was 4 Turtle. We saw in that first run was dumpstering everybody else. Then it was like next game, there was different people that were really showing up. Even that last game, right? Scissors, the straight back-to-back just crushed 3 or 4 obstacles in a row. It was insane. But for now, let's go ahead and send it over onto the deck with Pookie Face. She's standing by with the Sunshine Soldiers. So Pooks, what you got?
Hello, Zeke. I am down here with the Sunshine Soldiers. They're the most adorable team, in my opinion. They are coming from all corners of the globe. They've come here to compete today. Now, so far, you guys have, there have been a couple of struggles, but the day isn't over. We still have the remixes coming up, so keep that in mind. Do you guys have a new strategy going into the remixes?
That's top secret. Hidden information.
Information, that's it. And you, coming all the way from Spain, it's so lovely to have you here, Daniel. What has it been like to...
I'm actually from Mexico, not Spain.
From Mexico, sorry, from Mexico. What has it been like to be a captain of your team for the Creative Cup?
Yo amo a estos chicos, en verdad creo que no puede tener mejor equipo, estoy demasiado contenta de tenerlos conmigo y estoy súper feliz por la experiencia.
I feel really happy. I couldn't have a better team, and I'm super excited about this experience.
That's incredible. We love having you here. Thank you so much. And I'm going to come over here and talk to you super quickly. Now, you're one of our youngest competitors. So being here, seeing all of your idols today, that has to be exciting. When you told your family that you were coming here to compete at the Fortnite Creative World Cup, what did they say?
They were just super happy for me, and they was really excited, and yeah.
Do you want to keep competing in these massive Fortnite events? Do you love this?
Yeah, it's really good.
And finally, down here at the end. Now, again, all of this diversity is incredible. Now, you're here just essentially to compete at this event, but not only for that, but you're representing your country. So how does that feel? Is that a lot of pressure?
Yeah, there is a lot of pressure, and it feels amazing. Even though there's the pressure, it also feels great.
Well, you guys are doing an incredible job. Best of luck to you in the remixes. Gonna throw it right back over to the casters.
Man, Pooks, you are not lying. They are adorable. They're all so happy to be here. You love to see it. Man, the Sunshine Soldiers again. Mad props to them for coming in with that 6:23 time in the last set of that match there. Again, though, 6 different teams, all with 30 coins. What does that mean for the standings?
That means basically it's anybody's game, right? That just means anybody can take this because everybody really was pushing the pace. Everybody was making sure that they were in towards the top. It was basically shaken up from top to bottom, except maybe the top 3, right?
Yeah.
Raven's Revenge, Funky Fighters, Fish Fam, all these guys completed their runs and placed highly in the other ones. So I think that they have a good opportunity here, but still, anybody's game, just like you said.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. We have to look at things like Raven's Revenge, right? They had fast, they were 29th in their first game at 29 coins, coming in first. They had a second place as well, and then they managed to get themselves to 6:36 time. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of these replays that we kind of watch over the course of these games. This one specifically is coming out of the Sunshine Soldiers. They did, in fact, win this last match here. But again, just look at Stewart. Look at the precision again. The leap of faith. It's crazy because, in just looking at it, you're like, that doesn't seem so bad.
It's so
but
difficult.
It's insanely difficult, the precision jumps you need to make.
To maneuver yourself through that, he actually made that in one hop. Everybody else was stopping before that. He went all the way to the tire and jumped over it. The reactions there in the background from that team. Absolutely incredible performance to come out on top in that one. Just perfect execution on that last one.
Yeah, for sure. Especially when these precision jumps, these tight jumps like the one around the wall that you can't even see. You just have to know in your head, I know where I'm going to land when I come around this corner, because it's not something you have eyes on. And once he's been able to do it, he's like, okay, I know the jump that I need to make every single time. But ladies and gentlemen, you guys got to get ready because we're coming down here to the wire. We are very close to knowing who are the set winners from the World Run. Everyone gave it their all. Man, did they show up huge. I'm not disappointed. That was so much fun to watch, especially coming off of Sky Station to then Junkyard Juke to this. Just 3 almost completely different creative game types we got to see today.
Yeah, we're putting them through the ringer. They have to do all sorts of things. They have to show off how versatile they are. And in the World Run, they showed it. All the teams who did compete and play in the World Run to qualify for here ended up showing off really well. Obviously, the Fish Fam with Scissors and company, they had probably one of the most difficult elimination runs ever.
Yeah.
So.
On those silver llamas, these are the guys that are in contention for that final prize pool. Now, if you're one of these teams with the silver llamas, you need llama, because that is going to come. That's going to be the ultimate tiebreaker. If your team has that gold llama, you walk away with the win, especially because it's kind of divvied up amongst other teams.
Yeah, the golden llama being that ultimate tiebreaker. So the next team to claim it, the first team to claim it, as we see the Fish Fam with their silver llama. The first team, the only team to claim the golden llama is going to walk away as the champions here.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, look, you kind of teased it a little bit. What are these remixes things that we're kind of talking about? You know, what does that mean for the games? Don't even worry. We got you guys covered. We're going to break it all down for you. So, remixes. We're basically going to go back through and play a match of every single match type.
Yep.
But there's going to be something different about them. So starting with Sky Station Showdown, the remix for that is that all players can earn points, not just your sword bearer. That is going to be playing a big factor. We've also upped the typical 1,000 points needed up to 3,000. Follow, we've also got Junkyard Juke. Do you want to talk about that one?
Absolutely. In Junkyard Juke, we're going to be playing it again, but you can only use large props. So it might look a little bit silly, but what it means is that it's going to be all the more difficult to score. But at the same time, each large prop is worth 10, so we're not going to see those, small increments between each other. So leads can get large, or they can just stay very small because it's so difficult.
Yeah, for sure. And finally, we're going to hit the world run one more time. But the remix is that players do not respawn. That's right. They're going to have one life.
Brutal. That is so hard. We saw how many people struggled, even, to get past that first couple obstacles. So difficult. If they have one life, it's going to be so difficult. But we are going to be hopping into the first game of the Golden Games. It's Sky Station Showdown with a remix that everybody can earn points. Here we go.
Go ahead and count us in here. If you're hanging out at the stadium, we've got 3, 2, 1. And the remix of Sky Station Showdown is underway. 15 minutes counting down. So don't forget, we have a new total cap. That is 3,000. And the remix is that anyone for your team can accrue points. This also stacks, by the way. So if you and your squad are sitting on a point, you're getting 3 points per person per second. So what does that mean? Will that mean players try to push points and lock them down? What will that mean for that center point at 7 minutes that opens up? We'll have to see as the game goes on, man.
So we'll have to recall all the different strategies that these teams have, because a lot of players took it very slow. The Fish Fam tried to contain the 1 point. Same thing with the Little Whip Warriors. Same thing with also the Cuddle Crew. But they also had the Llama Record Company all trying to vie and really push for that center point when it opened up. Right now, the initial control point fights are going down. Raven's Revenge has got one. Sunshine Soldiers have gotten one. And the Funky Fighters as well, but not before getting contested. Here's all the second wave.
And Blood going in, going to start swinging the sword. Can he chop them up? Danyan instead says, not today, friends. You have all been eliminated. He's going to shut down one there as well. Bensor going to be shut down. And you got the Llama Record Company like, hey, what's going on up here? Nope, Danyan is prepared. She saw you coming. She heard the DJ scratches. back to the island you go.
And remember, it does accumulate no matter who is on the point, and also it stacks. So all 4 players are able to grab and stay inside the point. So you'll see at sometimes 12 points at a time going through for a team if all 4 members of their squad are on the point.
That's right. Ninja racking up eliminations and will be picked up there. The team's VIP being eliminated. So this is going to drastically change the way you approach these things, right? For example, if you decide to go in an assault another team, especially if you can get that surprise angle and you eliminate all of them, you by yourself can actually lock down that point for any amount of time and start racking up points. So you can look to contest, you can look to leave a team behind, you can break up into groups. There's so many different things, so many different variables to keep in mind as we move through this.
Alrighty, an innovation here from the Llama Record Company and a couple of other teams. They're hiding a couple people inside of cones so that they will continue to contest. But I think in this mode, it might be more viable to just stay and all fight at the same time. Nobody hiding at all. And we'll see too. It kind of lends a little bit more credence to the strategy that people were employing in the first set of games when they first played the Sky Station Showdown. They would have somebody go off and try to clear a point or at least take out their sword bearer. Yeah. But if they do that this time and they manage to clear out a point, they're now going to be accruing on both sides.
Yeah, and that's going to make a massive difference, right? Like, let's take a look at Raven's Revenge. They are sitting on 564 points, double of Little Whip Warriors, but they're still racking up the points right now. Ninja going to go ahead and slap Chappie back to the island. Gotaga here wants a cut of the action. It's not enough, but look, Magma also jumps into the fray. Ninja needs to get out of there, or he's going to be eliminated. Use the walls. I like this, but you do not have the HP to try and make this work. A 25. He drops Magma down based on that little jump, and look at this. Magma's like, no, friend.
You get him. Kaz comes in the back. Oh. But at the same time, another player comes through and Ninja goes down. And the Raven's Revenge are holding on all the corners. I don't see them controlling any one single point. Here's the Cuddle Crew now in second place. They're in a battle with the Funky Fighters. This is important for everybody. The Fish Fam joining the fray as well. I think the Fish Fam may have overrun. Their School of Fish are taking out the Funky Fighters at last, but no, 𝔸 gets taken out too. The Cuddle Crew is going to abandon the point and maybe come right back. 𝔸 finally does control.
A brief moment, but not too long later, 𝕊𝒽𝓅 says, hello, I would like the red point, please. And now we've got the Fish Fam over here. 𝔸 is by himself. He's got a bunch of eliminations. The ball of the Cuddle Crew is coming up. They're trying to wreck him. He picks off Sandy, but unfortunately, he does fall as well.
That was terrifying. They all came over the ramp at the same time. If you're just joining us here, don't forget, we did increase the score limit up to 3,000. So if you're wondering, the Raven Revenge, they still got a ways to go, even though they are in the lead as it stands. I'm also keeping my eye out on the Llama Record Company. They're down at 300-ish points. They're going to claim 300 right now. And what they do, they always wait until the last moment, until that D point, the last point that opens up in the center, and they make a concerted push. I think that may be very, very strong, because in the first couple of games, as the Fish Fam, or as the Little Whip Warriors try to make a push here, they're going to get shut down. The first couple of games, they just controlled it. Every single person was on that D point at the same time. They built their entire base out at the perfect moment. They were waiting for the time to pounce on that last point. Still 2 minutes until that starts to spawn.
Oh, he's going to launch the Little Whip Warrior. He is, in fact, going to shut down Taco. And look at this across the way. Magma gets picked off, and the Little Whip Warriors are back on the green point. Dude, I'm very curious to see what happens when that middle point opens up, because don't forget, it's 12 points per player of your squad on that point if you're uncontested. So you could very well see an entire squad say, the moment that's ready, jump down. We're just going to try and get a massive influx of like 48 points.
Could happen every single second down there. It's going to net you that, so it has to put to an end immediately. It seems that this point right here keeps getting under contention by like multiple teams. The Fish Fam, Funky Fighters, and of course the Cuddle Crew, who get cleaned out. So they're not earning anything really from all fighting at the same time. One team ends up coming out on top, but then it all happens again. So maybe some timing issues here in terms of synchronizing the push on this point specifically.
Yeah, I mean, this gets way more hectic when anyone can score points, right? And the Fish Fam have been doing a great job. Pairs, duos, if you will, and trying to shut everyone down, but that's only going to get you so far.
It kind of breaks down, too, when everybody can score, because there's so much that more important. If you're by yourself to stay on the point, in the previous iterations, if you're by yourself, you get off the point because you can't even score.
But now you have to stick around. Look at the slaps coming out. 𝔸𝐁𝐎� does take out 𝔸𝐿, but does fall as well. Now 𝔸𝐁𝐴X is just trying to get back into the fray, get himself those height with the impulses. And now don't forget, they have a limited number of builds. It's about 100, I believe. But right now, man, you just need to be turning your attention left and right, trying to eliminate as many players as you possibly can. This remix is shaking the very foundation of this mode. And 𝔸𝐁𝐴X goes in, he's going to start trying to take him down. Did not go his way, though.
See, this is what I'm talking about. Finally, the Fish fam control this point that the Cutter crew and Funky Fighters were fighting for so hard. And they control it with all 4 players, so you could see their score rising significantly every second there. At the same time, the 𝕷𝒪 Record Company with an evenly timed push as well, but Rubius comes in. Chicken Champions take out 1, but I don't think that's going to be enough. I think the 𝕷𝒪 Record Company, no, they don't hold. Or do they?
Or do they? That is the question. It looks like, unfortunately, the answer is no, as the Chicken Champions are rolling in on the Sunshine Soldiers. Attacks are going off left and right, but Danyan is just it's just not falling. Just keeps eliminating left and right, getting a little bit of that siphon.
The timing of that push from that took out the 𝕷𝒪 Record Company might have actually worked out in their favor, because they're all going to respawn together. 5 seconds for this D point to spawn. You can already see they're hunting. Hand of Blood, Rubius, 𝐺arnifex, they're all going for it because they know the importance. If they can all stand in there at the same time, all the impulses come through before anybody can even build a base, build some protection against them. It's pure chaos down here on the D point.
And look, if you're another team on the outside looking in, as all these players are just jumping in toward that center point, you do what 𝐺otaga is doing. Let them all fight it out. Let's just sit on the point. No one seems to be paying attention to the fact that we're about halfway through what we need to win. Let them all fight it out. Don't make any sudden moves, right? Don't be the distraction to have someone go, oh wait, there is a point up there. We need to go get those guys.
I love what they did just there. They forced the 1 player there, but hold on, the Funky Fighters are all in. They have a base. There's no impulse. They are climbing the leaderboard hard. They're at 3rd right now. They're going to overtake 2nd. If this does not get shut down soon, the Ravens' revenge may have trouble looming.
And look at this, 𝕷𝒪 Record Company, Hand of Blood, is trying his hand and slaying these players, but it does not go his way as 𝕊𝒽𝓘 comes in. No 𝕷𝒪 Record Company. They stay strong. They're still racking up the points. 𝔸𝐿 says, no, friends. This is not allowed. You cannot continue to do this. 𝔸𝐺otaga also wants in on this as well. And 𝔸𝐿 meets an untimely end.
Meanwhile, the Ravens' revenge have not stopped climbing points. If they have 4 members up here, it's about even to 1 player on that D point. So just continuing to stay there. Finally, the Little Whip Warriors, Ninja, and crew are going to clean that up and put an end to it just before they hit 2,000. But on the other side, Chicken Champions are looming. They have 4 players on a single point, not the mega point in the center. See what's going on with them. They're all lurking. I don't think anybody really is too worried about them, but you know, with all 4 players here, it could all of a sudden become a nuisance.
Back down on that center point. You've got Hand of Blood trying his hand again. Did not go his way. 𝐺otaga is here, though, for the Funky Fighters. He was able to rack up a small amount of points, but still, every little point you can gather is going to make a difference going in the end. And look, 𝐺otaga and Ravens Revenge are back on the point, but so are the Funky Fighters. There was 3 for just a moment. Chaos is down, just breaking out down on the center point right now, 𝐷𝒫𝒄.
What is this? Literally every single sword bearer and almost every single player here from the 𝕷𝒪 Record Company is using those tactical shotguns and getting in. But again, the Ravens Revenge are on point with 4 players, just shooting down, throwing impulses where they can, and just making sure they're accruing all those points. Meanwhile, the D point, nobody has gotten anywhere since the Funky Fighters were left there for so long. It all depends how this all unfolds. Hold on, they're trying to get a base. I think they might finally break through. No, they lose and trade off evenly every single time.
4 minutes left on that timer, and 𝕷𝒪, these guys have been uncontested. It's just now that the Little Whip Warriors want to try and make the push, but look at 𝐺otaga. He's literally just slicing through all these Ice cream cones. I was going to try and say hot knife through butter, but this is ice cream. It doesn't quite work that way.
It's crazy how nobody except the Little Whip Warriors are trying to contest the Ravens' revenge right now. They are sitting on the point by themselves with 4, but again, the Funky Fighters in the center with 4 players. They are not even making any noise. They're not showing that there's anybody there. They are rising so fast. Finally, 𝐸 comes in. He spots them out, but that's not going to be enough. They shut him down immediately. They're still on the point.
They need to just box this up. They need to bunker down. Look at this. They just overtook the first spot. Someone needs to do something about this.
Guys,
they're taking up again.
This could be the
have
end.
to go in the
This
center.
could be the end. They get it.
Oh, my God.
Funky Fighters again take the win here on Sky Station Showdown, the first match of the Golden Games. And that is a huge victory leading into the rest of these.
Just unbelievable. For so long, Gotaga and Ravens Revenge sat on the green point completely uncontested. And then for a moment, everyone forgets about the center point, and that's enough for all 4 members of the Funky Fighters to sit on the point and just rise above everyone else. And by the time everyone could kind of figure out what was going on, it was too late. They stole away the first golden game.
Ridiculous that nobody was able to spot that out. It seemed like 𝐸 was going to say, okay, guys, they're all on the point. Everybody start doing everything you can to stop them, because he saw all 4 members. They went from less than 1,000 once the D point was out to all the way up to win. And it was 400 points between them and the Ravens Revenge at the end there. Right. But you do have to also think about who else came very close in second. Ravens Revenge, who's in third. We'll be able to find out in a bit with the standings, but just an unbelievable performance there from the Funky Fighters to realize exactly what must be done. That was the second time they completely boxed up that entire D point.
Yeah, and just completely uncontested. But that's it for the first of 3 golden games. And for the Funky Fighters, they secure that win. But for now, let's send it back over to 𝐸. She's standing by with the winners. 𝐸, down to you.
Thank you so much, Zeke. I am down here with the Funky Fighters. Another victory. I feel like I've been talking to you guys all day, but how did you find that? And the winners of this set will be taking home that additional $1 million of prizing. So I don't want to put too much pressure on you guys, but what is your strategy going into the next game? Are you going to stay the same? Are you going to change things up? Are you going to go for the middle again?
Probably. Yeah, we're going to keep doing what we're doing, and as long as this works, we're just going to keep it up.
For sure. Sounds like a great strategy. Finally, over here to you. When you heard that there was a remix kind of blind side come in, what was your first reaction to hearing that?
Yellow. Go to yellow circle and win.
Just win. I love it. It's so easy. It's such a great concept. You know, we talk about it all day, all of these things we break down, but at the end of the day, you just got to win. Back to you guys at the desk.
𝐸 with the most insightful knowledge you'll ever need in your entire life. It doesn't matter if you can just win.
Just win.
I'm doing it wrong. I'm doing it wrong.
You're winning.
I'm trying.
We're all winning here at the World Cup.
We all are, in fact. But so are these players that have taken the stage. Now, don't forget, those llamas are going to be playing a big factor in how the final $1 million prize pool is divvied out. And 𝐸 touched on it perfectly, actually. Right now, there's a 3-way tie.
Yep.
All right, and that's something we need to take a look at with those standings, just to give you the refresher. So, Funky Fighters, Fish Fam, and the Chicken Champions all have that silver llama. Now, don't forget, every single match they play, they're also walking away with the prize pool that they're splitting 4 ways. That part's awesome. But, man, that extra $1 million prize pool at the end will be huge. So, either the Funky Fighters, Fish Fam, or Chicken Champions need to win that golden llama for one of them to win, or if you're on the outside looking in, you just want that gold llama. Because if you win that llama, that means you and your team actually win that pot.
Yep. you win the $1 million final prize for the Creative World Cup. So all is on the line right now. Those prizings, as they shake up into the next sets, are going to be so crucial to keep an eye out. The fun. shot there from
Great
Alex
shot
through the
for
black.
sure.
He knew that there was a proper approaching. He knew that he didn't find anything in the last couple of seconds. He knew. Is he going to be able to find this one? You can see he's pre-firing through the black as they all try to approach. What a nice play from Alex. A nice strategy. Now remember, now that the Little Whip and Fish Fam have taken the lead, the Funky Fighters fall to 3. And since they got first in the first game, that means it's just more close when you think about the overall standings here.
Yeah, look, Little Whip again, get another prop in. They're pushing ahead, man. These guys are pulling away from the pack right now. Llama Record Company, they've got to just start trying to pick off these props. They've got to keep the Fish Fam and the Little Whip down. Maybe have someone else potentially contest, but right now, man, the Little Whip Warriors, Ninja and his team are just destroying this final round.
And all the rest of the standings so important as well. 𝔸 𝐁𝐎� and the Llama Record Co. doing a very good job on guard duty right now. And besides the top 2 ending up getting a couple of points, they're not letting anybody below them really earn anything. A lot of props approaching right now. The timing's going out. Ninja gets in with the car, scores, and that just solidifies the lead even further, but I think
through Little Whip at 150, and look, 𝕊𝐷𝐷's right here. That's going to put him at 160 with 10 seconds left.
That's the win for sure for the Little Whip Warriors here. And Junkyard Juke as the timer expires, as Ninja scores in the final moments, as well as 𝕊𝐷𝐷. The first win for the Little Whip Warriors, and it couldn't come at a better time here, Zeke.
That's right, man. Look, don't forget, those Silver Llamas are scattered right now. This puts him in a great spot. If they can get this world run win, they could secure themselves that gold llama, and out of nowhere, they could steal away the victory from everyone else around. A fantastic showing of the Little Whip Warriors, man, dude. They came out of nowhere. They were just on it. They flipped the switch and they said, you know what, we're getting all these props in, and we're just gonna get pulled away from the pack.
That's what happened. Perfect play. At the beginning, they had the guard defense. They didn't let anybody get over close to, I think the Ravens are, no, the Ravens had 0. I'm thinking of the Funky Fighters had 50 in the first run.
Yeah.
But nobody else really did anything, and the Funky Fighters ended up starting to slow down. They didn't manage to keep up their pace. Little Whip Warriors took perfect advantage of that.
Yeah, and I mean, you could just kind of see that they were very calm, cool, and collected in the whole thing, right? They just kind of navigated the map correctly. You kind of saw it happen a little bit, but there was almost like this clustering that happened. You know, when you've got 3 rusted cars right next to each other where there clearly is no rusted cars at all, you're like, okay, well, these guys are very clearly props, right?
They figured it out eventually, though.
They did.
Separate, approach all in different waves.
Yep.
Use the props at the front to kind of, you know, protect so that the guys who are just barely behind you can then make their approach and get 2 points at least, or at least 20 points in this remix version.
Yeah.
But great performance for Little Whip. Again, couldn't come at a better time because that puts them in contention for this Golden Llama. And that's the bonus. That is the win. That is the win condition for this Creative World Cup.
Well, I think the only thing that we need to do right now is send it down onto the stage. I want to hear from the Little Whip Warriors, so let's go over to Monster, who's standing by with them right now.
All right, so I'm going to be honest. I thought early on the Sky Station Showdown, Ninja Squad specifically, was going to be dominating because of the fact that, you know, the way the qualifiers worked, you guys were out there running shooter trials, and you were struggling. But you guys are finally finding your stride. So let's just touch on it. How does it feel to be in the running? Now you finally got a victory. You're so close. The Golden Llama's on the line. You guys are so close. What do you think about this?
Honestly, kind of relieved, to be completely honest with you guys, because, I mean, we were kind of nervous the first 3 sets. I mean, we were not doing the best, but now we're here. So, I mean, hey, we're in the running, and that's all that matters.
All right, so you're in the running. You want to hold this lead, but more importantly, what team do you guys feel you need to shut down? I think it's the Funky Fighters. Is there any other team that specifically, I know we started off, Ninja said the Ravens Revenge, but I don't know. I think things are really shaking up. What squad out here is surprising you so far?
Dude, those Ravens, man. Like, yesterday we were fighting with them all day. We got the edge on them yesterday, but today they came out and really surprised us.
And there you guys have it. So as you can see, easily things can really shake up here. And just like that, suddenly it's anyone's game to win. Ninja Squad could take it for all we know.
Well, we'll have to see because we have a single golden game left. And in case you've forgotten, it's the World Run. And the remix is a single life.
That's so brutal. You can't even, like, we can't understate how difficult that is going to be. I mean, especially when everything is on the line here. Everything matters. Everybody wants to get first in this last match.
That's right. And don't forget, I mean, we've been bouncing around, right? We started on World Run and we saw 6 teams of 8 rack up to 30 coins. But then we moved to Sky Station Showdown. So now you're like, okay, my mind has to go there and be ready for that. Then we moved to Junkyard Juke and you're like, okay, we'll have to move again. So these guys may not be in a, you know, once you've been doing it back to back, you've almost built up that muscle memory. They may not have that based on this. Yeah, we'll have to see, man.
Very true.
I am launching Fortnite right now. I just got finished with my Spanish. I only have like a few more lessons done, and then I literally don't have to do it for the rest of the summer. I just have to wait until school. Alright, while I'm joining you, I'll be right back at these bathrooms. I am back. Oh my goodness. The marshmallow outfit is back? I used to have this. The emote is here too. I used to have the emote, the glider, the skin, and, well, not the pickaxe, sadly. Wait, Shrimp, you unfriended me? How the heck did you unfriend me? Hello? What the heck? Wait, I'm confused. Is this another account? Oh, it was an accident. Whoops, this ain't Doze.
You're gonna warm up first. I haven't been playing.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure.
Look at this dude's eyes. They blinked. Okay.
Yes.